All right, and we're live. Oh, goody. Oh, I should put myself in Do Not Disturb mode. Discord's gonna ruin this. What? Wait, I was... Alright. Fantastic. Luvion, Chris, how's it going, guys? I'm so excited for Benjamin. I don't think I've seen you here before, man. How you doing? Thanks for popping by. DSV, how's it going? That's good, that's good. Don't read too fast. Eridus, if you know anything about me, that is never something we need to worry about. I read slow as a motherfucker. Stall. Sounds good. Morpheus, how's it going, man? Wow, that's bad. Okay, that's not bad. Smokey, how's it going? Wrongs, Bug, how's it going? Nagato. Road. Modal. By the way, apparently, I'm sure most of you would know this, because I'm sure you guys have been plotting this, like the little schemers you are, but people are evidently setting up in VC, so if you're interested, go ahead and join them. Okay, Faceac Frank, how's it going? Eric, how's it going? Okay, so ROXD. What are they plotting in there? I don't know, Smokey, and I'm afraid to find out, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not afraid of no man, but that thing, it scares me. Nomad? Why would I do that? I fucking... TF2, yes. RO... something, D... Okay. Rose Redemption meeting. Dude, actually, Guy, how's it going, man? Rose Redemption. Oof. I'm like ASG. I'm like, I cannot be defeated. And it's like, damn, bro. Until Ramiro backstabs me. Ramiro is my sass rear. If all the mobs didn't show up, what do you mean? Ramiro and DSV are both here. I think we'll be good, Nagitso. Holy fuck, what is this piece of shit word? FRO. Fuck, I was hoping that would get... Nightwalker, how's it... Okay, we're good. We're good. Rest I won't betray. Okay, this is over. Bro, me and DSV are the mod dream team. Gord. O-R-D. Something. O-O-R-D. Can you unmute yourself in VC so I don't have the delay of stream? DSV, I can. Let me... Okay. Let me do that. Okay, that should be fine. I don't think there should be any concerns. Okay. So yeah, if you're in VC, if you want to hear it from VC to minimize lag, you can mute stream, I guess, and then follow along that way. That'll work too. I can't get that. I can't get this word. Seems fine. I can just mute the stream. Sounds good. G-O-O-R... No, G-O... fungus moth in my room? Jesus. Fuck. Wait, DSV, it's fine if I mute Discord, right? You don't need me to be able to hear you guys? Like you're not planning some fucking jump scare or whatever? Okay. I didn't wanna... Okay. No, wait. Yeah, that's my concern. If you guys are planning on doing some bullshit that you want me to hear, okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let me see if I can... Howdy! I don't know. I'm afraid I apologize. I don't know what to call you because I can't read what I'm gonna assume is Chinese characteristics. Hold on, let me see if I can unmute that fucking pinging sound, maybe. What the fuck? What? Am I... Did the VC just end? What just happened? Am I... Notifications. User join, user leave. Get me out of that. User moved. Okay. Yeah, I think with those removed, I should be fine. VC got You can join back? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. No worries. Others... Oh, okay, sounds good. Okay, no worries. Are you able to... Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. You guys already did it, so that only mods can join. Perfect. Godzilla, how's it going, man? Tenab, how's it going? Hey there, no worries, man. Thanks for popping by. Sequence 5 Gatekeeper. Brody. Yeah, I don't... Bro, get me out of this fucking hellhole. Penis again. Just get me out of here. I don't want this. Oh. That's what you guys meant. Oh my god, that's how it was. Morpheus, I'm not giving you the answer to that, bro. It's just gonna fuel people to just get there, and I can't. I can't, Morpheus. I have a respectable job. You don't understand what this will do to me. God damn it. I can't do it. It'll ruin me. Plymouth? No, Morpheus, stop. No. Please, no. Nightwalker. I know I did, but I don't know if I'm strong enough. I'm sorry. Mount Rushmore. Oath. I am no oath breaker, Morpheus. I'm only acting. No, Morpheus, I'm no oath breaker. I'm only asking you not to push me to do a thing that I'll regret. Don't make me do it. The fuck is a soap opera? Oh, soup opera. Lee, how's it going, man? Windbag. I don't know. The chatterbox. Chatterbox? Blabbermouth. Prattler. There's one more. There's one more. Sadly, I won't be here for the entire stream. Maybe only the first... Milosh, how could you? Nah, I'm just kidding, man. I appreciate you popping by. All the mouths? Vermouth, Blabbermouth, Dartmouth. That's only... Plymouth? You think so? I don't think so. It's too obvious. See? It's Blabbermouth, Prattler, Chatterbox. It's like for a person who can't keep his mouth shut. There's like another word for it. So you're trying, no, Lee, it's nothing, but it's funny. Oh, you're such a bitch, dude, you knew. The mounts are the fake out category. The mouths, I see, yeah. No, for the Discord, I don't know what they're doing. They're doing something, these fuckers. I don't know what they're doing, though. Okay, so. Flywheel, dashboard. I don't know. Windbag? You think? Kit Kat, how's it going, man? Long time no see. How you doing? Windbag, blabbermouth, chatterbox prattler. You think so? To be clear, it was not a mod idea, but we'll do it. Oh, I see. Okay. What is windbag? I've never heard this before. Okay. Thank you, Kit Kat, coming in clutch. Port. Oh, Ace Attorney. Vermouth, Dartmouth, Plymouth, Rush. Plymouth was a car. Dartmouth, I don't think was a car. Classic, Sherry, dashboard. Okay, I promise we're gonna start reading in 4 minutes. Okay. Hold on, let me turn on my fan. It is hot as fuck. I want to test what will happen if someone gifted a membership when the whole stream is already members. No, Nagito. As cool as that would be in theory, no. I like having a good mix. Slow mode is literally subjugation. They get more months? Oh, maybe. I would have just thought it would just pick someone, because they don't necessarily have to be in chat right now. If it's like a previous watcher or like a VOD watcher or something, they can also get it. So like we would need a. So yeah. Yeah, exactly, Livion. Vermouth, Dartmouth. I don't know. Marcella. Oh, Marsala is a type of wine. So then vermouth. Sherry, like a, and then a port. Different types of, nice. I believe on Twitch it's gifted to previous watchers if everyone is viewing. Maybe it's maybe I would assume so. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Marcella Lannister. Wasn't that Myrcella Romero? Wasn't it? It was Myrcella. Myrcella, no? Am I crazy? Hold on, I gotta turn on my fan, it's hot in here. I ask my Alexa to do stuff, but I also simultaneously call it a clanker. I am a man full of contradictions. Classic. Rushmore. Do a flip. What? Like a backflip? I can't do that. Who do you think you're watching, bro? Speed? What the fuck do you think this is? Rushmore, classic. Dashboard? Oh, fuck's sakes. Classic, Rushmore, Plymouth, Dartmouth. Fuck. What was it? Oh, I've got one more. Oh Lord, grant me thy strength. I have a fee. Okay, fuck. Classic Rock, Little Rock, Plymouth. What the fuck is Plymouth Rock? The Rock? The Rock, fuck you. Ardor, how's it going, man? Starting with ways to move quickly, dart, dash, flight, rush, fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, by the way, good news. I was just telling DSV, I'm off from work tomorrow, so we can do a morning stream. So, like, I'm sure there's gonna be, like, DSV was telling, like, there's no boring parts anymore. So, like, hey, so tomorrow we can do another cool, longer stream. For more cool parts. Huge W's. Although there's also a downside. I have to work on Saturday. My manager, what a bitch. This motherfucker. My manager, bro, I'm actually quitting my job. This is not even a joke. I'm quitting my job for another job. Fairness. By the way, if my manager ever sees this, I'm getting fired. But hey, I'm leaving anyway. My manager's such a piece of shit. He comes into my office and he goes, "Hey, any plans for the weekend?" I go, "Oh, yeah, I don't think so. Nothing planned yet." And he goes, "Oh, so you're okay to work Saturday?" Oh, the fucking nerve of this guy. What a piece of shit. Dude, what a piece of shit. Oh my god. Actual cancer. Fucking put me in a genjutsu. Holy shit. Set me up with a left-right wombo combo. What the fuck? Oh my god. Abby, how's it going, man? About to join the Nagato. No. Guy, I have another job. Trust. Oh my god. Yeah, that's why immediately I was like, bro, my the other job offer I got, I get like a 10% raise, and they're not even open Fridays. They're not even open weekends. So it's Monday to Friday, that's it. And I was like, okay, fuck that, I'm not doing this. Have you heard of the Sekiro Sekiro anime? What do you mean, Eridus? MX, nah, glad to have you here, man. Alright, ow. Well done. Faced with Amon's praise, Klein forced a smile and replied, "Thank you." I mentioned the Sekiro anime, didn't when? Wait, trailer dropped? God damn it, did we watch the trailer? Damn, oh my god, we have to watch the trailer, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, most of you are not gonna care, but I have to. I say this even as someone who's never finished Sekiro, because I'm dog shit. Bro, I'm not a parry god, okay? I'm a fucking dodge roll loser. Oh, Shiburizano. God. This is like done in, okay, this is nice. Oh, it's very cool. This is Sekiro. Oh, get cooked, loser. I'm not gonna lie to you. You wanna know how early in the game I gave up? It was against this fucking piece of shit horse riding boss. I just gave up. I was like, I can't do this. This game is so like, I'm sure the game's great, but dude, I'm not a parry guy. Oh my god. God. I'm not a god gamer anymore, okay? Nightwalker, I'm watching a review, motherfucker. Wait, god. Oh shit, that was cool. Damn, that was cool. That was very cool. Damn, you can hate Crunchyroll all you want, but all the good shit does come there first, you know? But I watched the entire 2-hour lore video. In fairness, I have also seen the lore video. To be honest, he preferred to hear curses rather than praise, as that meant that he was close to succeeding. Of course, Klein suspected that even if he managed to escape, Amon wouldn't be flustered. Based on the character displayed by this god of mischief, it was very likely that he would find it interesting and exciting, while also inevitably feeling depressed and a little disappointed, to the point of being eager for the next round. It's a huge improvement to be able to think of using door to disrupt me, Amon smiled. But don't you think that I'd be a relatively more vigilant state while door opening is happening? And that it's actually not that easy to be affected by an accident? After some thought, Klein answered, "That's what I thought in the beginning, but later I felt that you should be able to grasp my state of mind, believing that I wouldn't dare to act when you open the door. When that happens, making a tap might make wonders for you." By the way, have you seen the new Silkstrong trailer? Yes, I have seen that, Eridus. That was the easy. Normal, trust me, bro. I know. Do you know how hard it is for me to admit that on stream? Bro, I finished Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, but I can't do Sekiro. Sekiro needs me to parry, and I can't parry. God damn it. Doing it when others believed that you wouldn't be able to do it was the strategy. In his previous life, Klein had come into contact with games that had such a high level of thinking that it made his head spin. I have not played Dark Souls 1, nor Demon Souls. What if I thought of this level as well? Amon smiled. At this moment, the remaining marionettes, which were still alive, took out their crystal monocles out of thin air and wore them on their right eye, all looking towards Klein. This left Klein's scalp tingling. He discovered that the connection between the marionettes and himself had instantly been severed. 4D chess? Oh, Eridus, that's always been a thing, man. 4D, 5D chess exists. I've tried playing it and my brain broke. Bro, IQ exists, okay? My IQ is not high enough to be able to fucking... although you've improved a little, failure still demands some level of punishment. Amon turned around and walked to the cathedral. As he took a step forward, the marionettes revealed smiles one after another as they collapsed to the ground stiffly, causing Klein's soul to be torn apart over and over as the blood vessels on his forehead bulged. As he endured the pain, he stood rooted to the ground and calmed himself. During this process, although he had been in the depths of the darkness, he didn't suffer any attacks from the monsters. Why did Amon steal a concealment power in this city? When did Amon steal a concealment power in this city? If I had tried to commit suicide, I definitely would have had the thought stolen from me. My preparations still aren't enough. I don't have enough confidence when dealing with Amon. Having not considered the things that he might have stolen into consideration, I really didn't expect him to be able to release the day that he stole from the ruins of the battlefield of gods. Regardless, what else has he stolen in the past or has on him? I have no idea. How do I make such targeted preparations? That monocle is some kind of vessel used to store stolen objects? Or is it a part of Amon to begin with? Do you think Amon came out of the womb wearing a monocle? So every time he parasitizes someone, a monocle will be taken out. Klein rubbed his temples and walked to the cathedral, looking at Amon before the door of light as he asked, "Why do you have so many monocles? Where the hell do you even put them?" Why don't you ask why every avatar of mine has eyes, and where do I usually put them? I understand, Klein nodded. Amon cast his gaze back to the... So that's to say like avatars are in like a weird state of their mind, but they're me, but they're not really me, is like my understanding of that sentence. Amon cast his gaze back to the door of light that had yet to calm down from the rippling and said, "I have that nagging feeling that this operation of yours is a major preparation piece, not an attempt. What cheap trick did he pull off during that process?" Guess. I do have some guesses. Do you think I've guessed correctly? Like, Amon's saying, like, oh, he's saying that the monocle is a part of him? Oh, so he literally was... Oh, I see, okay. Hey, in fairness, my theory made just as much sense, okay? Fuck you guys. I do have some guesses. Do you think I've guessed it correctly? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Klein didn't give a clear answer as he cooperatively walked to Amon's side. Eridus, why you gotta be so mean? Just let me have this, god damn it. He saw him reach out and press down on the pale white door. Above the door of light, ripples appeared once again as they became more and more intense. After about 10 seconds, the ripples appeared once again as they became more and more intense. After about 10 seconds, the ripples spread the surroundings, causing the door of light to expand twice in size. Amon glanced at Klein, gesturing for him to take a step forward. "Merlin, how's it going?" Klein, "Sonny, how's it going, man?" Klein instinctively turned his head and looked around the cathedral. Klein's Beyonder characteristics left behind by the mutated monsters were shimmering outside the area that the lantern had lit up. They weren't all Beyonders when they were alive. After all those ordinary people turned into monsters, a large part of their power came from the darkness and degeneration. The power didn't belong to them, so no characteristics were purged. Sunny, basically everyone in chat right now is a member for the next 30 days. Yeah, Saturday was a crazy stream, bro. I almost forgot. After taking a look together with Klein, Amon suddenly shook his head and smiled. Just as he finished his sentence, a bunch of characteristics floated up and entered his body. They merged with him, leaving only a small portion behind. Most of the people who chose to transform into monsters are part of the apprentice pathway. Beyonders and their family members who can enter the city's dark side. Amon casually said as he retracted his gaze. Even if it's a similar pathway's characteristic, it would be problematic if it's directly eaten, right? Shouldn't it only be possible to jump to a higher level of a neighboring pathway? It also allows the accommodation of lower sequences? Seeing this, Klein was a little stunned as he asked, won't this accumulate madness? This wasn't just a matter of accumulating madness. Klein suspected that if he did it himself, there was a good chance he would go crazy. Others will, but not me, Amon said with a smile. A true bug. Klein couldn't help but sigh. Then the distance between him and the door of light disappeared. Nagato, no. Please. Come on. Subconsciously. Yes, Nagato, no problem. I apologize. Subconsciously, he forgot about the remaining death pathway characteristic. He entered the mutated door of light with Amon. Endless darkness and squirming lines of light were mixed together, giving rise to the feeling of a sudden descent. About 10 seconds later, he discovered that he and Amon had appeared on a square. The dim yellow light of the animal hide lantern seemed to be stopped by an invisible force, causing it to only illuminate half the square. Lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the surroundings. By next stream, I'm gonna say, Nagato, I put on the monocle like you asked, motherfucker, watch it. I will goddamn ban you for the next 48 hours to give you some time to think about it. Take the carrot or the stick. With the help of the lightning, Klein saw several incomplete statues erected around the square. They either had their hands tied to their backs, had their bodies entangled with thorny roses, or looked like mummies. They gave off the feeling of being restrained. This city first believed in the Mutant King, like a qualified tour guide Amon introduced. They're very interesting. They're usually restrained and quiet, just like ascetics. However, once they encounter prey or in special moments in time, they will release a bloodthirsty desire to kill. You can imagine that on the night of a full moon, this is a city where werewolves roam. Pushcar, how's it going? Nightwalker, there shouldn't be any lag. Let me know if you're seeing any. I'm not seeing any drop frames, so I should. Merlin, yes, that's the new emoji, but I'm gonna see if I can increase the size a little bit to make it a little bit more visible. Stream's freezing for me. Interesting. I'm not seeing any. Let me grab my phone. Let me see if it does it. Hold on. Let me see if it does it for me too. Hold on. I've got a slight lag at some points. It's buffering for me. Interesting. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Okay, let's see. I haven't had any trouble. It frequently load, not... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, these are some good chapters to come. I was planning on sleeping. Sounds good. Okay. No, Luvion, god damn it! I thought you would at least let that one go. Have you no honor, Luvion? My god. Fucking, I will say this monocle is kind of annoying because, like, okay, it's fine. Okay, it's annoying in a lot of ways. Chat is, dude, they're always plotting my downfall. Fucking Christ, I've just given up. Why is this stuck? What the fuck? Okay. From the looks of it, the mutants originally had the concept of temperance. Later on, they were led astray by the Mother Tree of Desire. Using a new round of lightning, Klein took a few more looks around and asked, "The Mutant King's image is close to that of a mummy?" No. Although he is an ugly and twisted man, he likes to entangle himself with thorny roses, Amon scoffed. What kind of idols will your worshippers believe in? In mysticism, your symbol is a clock and a worm of time. Kami, what am I putting on at Bernadette? Oh, thank you, Ramiro. Let me just get it pulled out. Oh. That's an entire album. Am I playing all through? Am I playing all three? Is it just one song? What is it? What? Amon scratched his chin and said, "In theory, my believers are all me. I don't need to trouble myself with building an idol." The first one? Okay, sounds good, Romero. Zaza, how's it going? My believers are all me? Thank God I have a blessed like Danitz now. Klein suddenly realized that he was similar to Amon in many aspects. Oh, this is cute. Like, in many ways, he literally was like Amon, because all his believers were him too. Cute. Of course, when I say my believers are me, it's a funny story. When Amon says it, it becomes a horror story. As Amon walked forward, he continued, "However, in my father's era, quite a number of people believed in me. Some of them set off with the name Angel of Time, using the emblem of a clock to construct my idol. Some used the title God of Mischief and used a crow covered in mysterious patterns as my image, while others combined the two." Having said that, Amon turned his head to look at Klein. We're less than 3 days away from our final destination. That is to say, I only have 3 days. Klein took a deep breath. I asked you about that before when I told you how does Amon have anchors and he doesn't lose control? You asked me about what? He had yet to determine the true purpose behind this game Amon had made, nor did he discover any traces of what he had been driven to do. This meant that he was unable to grasp the key, and he was unable to find a real opportunity. The performance of Amon's avatar made him understand that he might not be able to last 10 seconds before him. As his thoughts raced, Klein fell silent and followed behind Amon. There were a few pedestrians on the streets as they came and went in a hurry. In Prince Harbor, where many houses were covered in burn marks, the chestnut-haired Queen Mystic placed a newspaper on the table. Music change, yes, yes, yes. No need to tell me, I got it. The first page of the Tussock Times was about the king's assassination. It also claimed that the assassin came from Fasak or Intis. This isn't stopping the disaster, nor is it worsening the disaster. Bernadette muttered to herself with a serious expression. She pondered for a moment, picked up the cloth to the side, and wrapped it. She then released her fingers and allowed it to relax. Amon's avatars are his anchors. I asked you, how does he have anchors without people knowing? Ah, I see. This time, the coffee cups, pens, newspapers, and other items on the tablecloth disappeared. What appeared were ritual-like items. Following that, Bernadette made a ritual and summoned Gehrman's messenger. As a partner, she felt that she needed to ask the other party's situation and see if there was anything else she needed to help with. The moment the ritual ended, Bernadette appeared. Raynette Tynker appeared. Dressed in a dark and complicated dress, Raynette Tynker's neck was empty. Bernadette's eyelids twitched indiscernibly before she picked up the letter and gold coin she had prepared and handed it to the messenger. One of Raynette's heads bit on the letter and the gold coin, while the other sized up Queen Mystic. She shifted her gaze back and walked into the void. However, just as Bernadette was about to put away the tablecloth, Miss Messenger appeared yet again. One of the two heads spoke. He has disappeared. Oh, someone finally noticed. Okay, good. Good. And Queen Bernadette would and Queen Mystic would definitely be able to figure out, like, dude, where the fuck did he go that a fucking angel can't track him? Good. Oh, Klein. You got some good friends, man. Santa, how's it going, man? Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I think I sent the orchestral version. Okay. Gehrman has gone missing. Bernadette had a vague sense of foreboding when the abnormally terrifying messenger arrived. Play the one in the album? Play the send one in the album? What the fuck? What the fuck? Is this... what the fuck is this? The second one, I see. Got it. Oh, no vocal. Yeah, I figured that was going to be confusing. Okay, great. Queen Mystic's blue eyes, which resembled a condensing sea, instantly turned darker. They temporarily lost focus, as though she was looking at a torrent of fate through Raynette. 2 or 3 seconds later, Bernadette suddenly closed her eyes, as if a blinding light had appeared in front of her. Bernadette spoke. Gehrman Sparrow is in grave danger. Darkness is devouring the light, leaving only a sliver of hope. This was the prophecy. The sequence 3 of the Mystery Prior pathway was clairvoyant. The 4 heads held by Raynette Tynker spoke one after another. What does darkness symbolize? Desolation, aberration, apocalypse, negativity, error. No, I believe I knew clairvoyant already, DSV. Let me pull up my notes really quickly, but I'm almost certain that I knew clairvoyant already. Yeah, I knew clairvoyant. I know everything for that pathway except 0. Raynette Tynker, who was wearing a dark and complicated dress, didn't let her head in her hand speak any further. Throwing down the letter and the gold coin, she turned and walked into the void, disappearing. Queen Bernadette stood rooted to the ground. Finally, she opened her eyes. Her blue eyes were hazy and lifeless, as though she needed time to restore her eyesight. Bernadette thought for a moment and reached out her right hand. The tablecloth was stowed away before being spread open once more. The ritual items were placed with a fountain pen, paper, and ink bottle. The fountain pen suddenly leapt up, as if it was held by an invisible sprite. It quickly wrote down the matter of Gehrman's disappearance onto a piece of paper, in the captain's cabin of the future. Despite looking at the fried mushrooms on her plate and taking in the fragrance of the fat, Cattleya didn't pick up her cutlery. Suddenly, her spiritual perception was triggered. She turned her head to look at the spot where the brass sextant was placed. And she realized that a letter had appeared at some point in time. Cattleya revealed a smile as she opened the letter. Gradually, she began to frown. Gehrman Sparrow has gone missing. Cattleya repeated the key point of the letter in a low voice, understanding what a serious matter this was. She easily understood the meaning behind Queen Mystic's letter. With no hesitation, she bowed her head and recited in ancient Hermes, "The fool that doesn't belong to this era." Above the grey fog, the crimson star representing the hermit came alive, began expanding and contracting, sending out ripples. So at this point, the Force has prayed, the sun has prayed, and now the hermit has also prayed. They intertwined with the ripples created by the other two crimson stars corresponding to the magician and the sun. They surged towards the ancient and majestic palace like tidal waves. By the way, yes, thank you for the music. I'm gonna assume thank you, Kami, but DSV was telling me there was some debate about music, so everyone who was helping out with that, thank you so much, guys. Someone is praying to Mr. Fool again. Why the fuck is it lagging? Not just, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I figured, Romero. So thank you to everyone. Okay, I'm gonna see if that's a little bit better. I just upped the bitrate for you. I'm just kidding. We're legit. Oh yeah, actually. Fuck, I'm so mad. I just realized I didn't. Shit. Smokey, if you have an ad block, that might be causing it. Not, I know when you have ad block on YouTube, they make the site a fucking annoying. Someone is praying to the fool again. The echoes are getting even stronger, and the sounds are becoming more clearer. It's better now? Okay, let me. Yeah, I just upped the bitrate for the stream. So if you were lagging before, try closing stream and opening it up again. Hopefully, it should fix it now. The echoes are getting even stronger, and the sound is becoming more and more clear. I can hear it clearly, and the image is also clearer. This prayer seems to be coming from Ma'am Hermit. Klein seems to be getting more and more access to the grey fog in the real world, so he might not even have to go above the grey fog later. The grey fog could just be wherever Klein is. Queen Mystic discovered that something happened to Gehrman, although I was worried that I would die this time, and needed a certain amount of time to revive. I had already hinted to the members of the Tarot Club that I might cancel the next week's gathering, but just a hint, not a formal notice. When Monday comes, they'll definitely panic and pray, only to discover that Mr. Fool has disappeared. No, he has run off with the world. Without a word, Amon, who was walking beside him, lifted the lantern in his hand and said, "It should have been extinguished a long time ago." Wearing a pointed hat, Amon nodded and said, "I left it in a magical state. It can maintain its light for a week without needing any fuel." Music, Last Traveler, now? Oh my god, this music is so good. Is this the deceiving of natural laws? Klein asked. Smart. The error pathway, sequence 3, is a more profound version of Swindler, known as Mentor of Deceit. That's a cool name. That's a cool name. That is Mentor of... sorry, my niece just popped in for a quick second. Okay. Mentor of Deceit... I don't think I... Oh, that is the full pathway. Holy shit, that is my... Oh my god, that's the whole pathway. Oh shit. Oh, we're done. So I'm literally missing sequence 0 of the Apprentice pathway, which I'm beginning to think more and more is Door. I think Mr. Door, being the closest to the heavens and whatever, means that it's Door, and Great Door of all doors. That would be dorky as fuck, unless sequence 0 is Door. In which case it kind of becomes cool. It's about the same as my guess. However, it isn't only the error pathway that can do such things. The Black Emperor can use distortion and exploit powers to achieve that. In his mind, Klein began comparing the differences between Marauder and Lawyer. I wanted LQ at... Oh, sorry. At this moment, nah, Sonny, you know what the sad part is? I have it in my notes as Pluto. I thought that would have been cool too. At this moment, Amon stroked his chin and said, "There are less than 3 days left. If you don't think of a way to escape, it'll be over. Do you plan on trying tomorrow?" Make a guess. Klein forced a smile. To be honest, Klein didn't believe the effects. What? Klein forced a smile as he answered with the same rhetorical manner that Amon was best at using. To be honest, he didn't believe that the effects would be better given more attempts. On the one hand, frequent attempts were indeed able to test the limits of Amon's power by expending the items that he had previously stolen. DSV, that was the point. It's a planet that is so good at traveling, it travels the border between a planet and not. I thought it was like why do you think I went with Pluto especially? Because Pluto is kind of like an error. To force him on to showcase more of the means available to him, it required him to use a few trump cards he had. Deceiving laws of nature, peak power, you pushing it? Adam, come on, let me cook. If his countermeasure were all figured out by Amon after his repeated attempts, he wouldn't have any chance of escaping. Although I am kind of sad. If it is door, it would kind of break my theory, which is kind of sad. Giovanni, thanks for popping by, man. I don't think I've seen you in stream before. Yes. Yeah. I wonder where you guys found the orchestral version of Dark Dream. Oh, cool. If his, wait, hold on. An attempt to escape was a double-edged sword. If one wasn't careful, one would cut themselves. It was precisely because of this that Klein didn't blindly take action. As he spoke, he walked out of the city that originally worshipped the Mutant King and later believed in the ancient sun god. They were only white bones and several stone structures that had been weathered by the elements. Outside the city, there was an endless wilderness. At 7 At 7 Pinster Street, Leonard sat on a sofa. He placed his feet on the coffee table and leisurely flipped through today's newspaper. Oh, Leonard is also gonna... Any thought on the Mutant King? No, not particularly. Yesterday, George III's death had brought them copious amounts of work. He had spent the entire night on duty. After sleeping for 2 hours, Leonard woke up in high spirits, attempting to understand all that was currently happening. In fact, as the captain of a Red Gloves team, he knew more and more that he knew more than the reporters about many aspects. For example, in the outskirts of Backland, where the Tudor ruin was located, it had collapsed into a rather large lake. It had nearly affected Dwayne Dantas' Mager Manor. Another was the death of George III, who had self-destructed at the square, but that wasn't the actual person. The search for the corpse was to no avail. Of course, Leonard was extremely certain that George III was already dead, the eldest prince that was about to inherit the title of Balaam Empire and Lone King. Back then, something happened at Sephira Castle. This matter definitely has something to do with Mr. Fool. Klein long warned us about George III. The reactions of the three churches were very strange. Even the Church of the Lord of Storm, which is most prone to acting rashly, wasn't angry. At this moment, his mind was filled with the slight-aged voice of Pala Zoroast. Gearman's messenger is here. Leonard looked up as he saw the angel-level messenger. Raynet's forehead spoke one after another. Gearman Sparrow has encountered extreme danger. He has gone missing. Klein has encountered danger and disappeared? Is it related to the death of George III? Klein asked. Yes, he destroyed the apotheosis ritual. of George III. Apotheosis ritual? Although Leonard was anxious, he was still shocked. For someone to hold an apotheosis ritual, one had to be a Sequence 1 angel at least. Yet Klein was able to directly participate in something at that level. Mr. Fool's plan? Leonard's green eyes glimmered slightly as he asked, what happened to Klein the last time you saw him? Possibly under Zaratul's pursuit. As Gehrman's messenger, this ancient Bane was able to sense that her employer had left the Tudor ruins after escaping. Klein is over his head, but Klein's got dude, I feel like this is gonna be the time like Azek wakes up and he goes, "Where is my son? What have you done to him?" Oh, my goat coming in clutch every time. As for those who understood the means of a scholar of yore, they were undoubtedly high sequence beyonders of the same pathway. Therefore, Zaratul would definitely be able to obstruct and pursue him. Zaratul? The leader of the secret order? A Sequence 1 angel? At that moment, a deep voice sounded in his mind. Ask her what other clues she has. Leonard immediately did as he was instructed. Raynette seemed to know that Leonard wasn't simple and repeated Queen Mystic's prophecy word for word. After listening, Pala Zoroast fell silent. Error. I think I know about your former colleague's current situation. The anomaly with Sephira Castle attracted Zaratul, so how could Amon not notice it? This should be related to the struggle for Sephira Castle. Sephira Castle. Leonard took a deep breath as he said to Raynette's hindcur. He might have fallen into the hands of Amon. After Miss Messenger nodded and left, Leonard immediately turned around and prayed, the fool that doesn't belong to this era. Bro, the entire Terror Club is like, Mr. Fool, save us. Bro, you don't understand, Mr. Fool is the one getting cooked here. The only one who knows is Amon, the fucking piece of shit. Amon is like, oh, you're Mr. Fool now. Oh, Mr. Fool, you're so clever, so strong, Mr. Fool. Good afternoon. Oh, get fucked, loser. Oh, what a piece of shit. Oh god. Died Light, how's it going, man? Oh, Mr. Fool needs those fucking prayers, man. Above the grey fog, the crimson star representing the star also burgeoned and contracted. The rippling light gradually overlapped with the other ripples caused by the other three stars, turning into a tidal wave that surged through the entire space, causing the entire mysterious space to vibrate. After describing the matter, related to Klein, Leonard ended his prayer and waited for Mr. Fool to respond. But even after 15 minutes, he didn't get any feedback. How's it going, man? Mr. Fool has always been so responsive. After a few seconds, Pala Zoroast reminded, recall what the Fool said recently. In the middle of the week, he reminded us not to head into the woods in the northern west outskirts of Backland, and he seemed to hint that the gathering might not be held as planned. As expected. Palaz let out a long sigh and said, the Fool predicted Amon's appearance to a degree. They might be fighting in different domains now. One of them wishes to hold on to Sephira Castle, while the other wishes to become the new owner. Your former colleague has unfortunately been embroiled in this matter. Well, kind of, I guess. Mr. Fool expected this? Is this a trap he laid for Amon? Pala spent a long time thinking. Perhaps it's because Amon exploited the trap and took the initiative. Don't underestimate a blasphemer, a powerful king of angels. So, what Palaz is basically saying that even though Amon is not a god, he's like at a level where like even the deities have to be like, oh, this guy's fucking annoying. Just try to avoid him if you can. Like you could probably beat him, but like it's not worth the hassle. According to what Leonard knew, Mr. Fool was either the owner of the Sephira castle who was slowly recovering, or he was the embodiment of Sephiroth. What the fuck is the embodiment of Sephiroth? Are we just making up terms now? I don't even know what uniqueness is, and you hit me with the embodiment of Sephiroth? Bro. Currently, he was unable to control his authority and strength very well. Something that could be fixed with a further qualitative change. Oh my fucking god. Qualitative change, this, that, God, fucking cuttlefish, pick a lane, motherfucker. And regardless of the possibilities, Mr. Fool was still unable to reach the level of a true deity. He was likely on the same level as a king of angels. Sephiroth is... oh my god. Oh my god, you guys are so annoying. Isn't that the Final Fantasy guy? The guy's name is similar, isn't it? Seraphim? Seraphim's the angel. Sephiroth is the plural of Sephira. Yes, this is true, Deathberry. We've looked this up several times. Nightwalker, I didn't ignore you. It got deleted, motherfucker. God. Leonard couldn't help but tense up as he asked, "Old man, do you have any way to provide help? Isn't AMON your greatest enemy?" Such help might be limited, but he might be able to pull Klein out of the maelstrom. Upon hearing that, Palaz laughed. "Aren't you expecting too much of me? Indeed, if AMON obtains the castle, I'll definitely die at his hands. I might not be able to even survive this winter. And if the Sephira castle is left with the Fool, I may have a chance of surviving in the future. But would an old man like me who had just recovered to Sequence 2 have the ability to interfere with a battle at that level?" Oh, so Palaz Zoroas is now finally at the level of an angel. He's not, but a Sequence 2. Well, Amon's thing is also Sequence 2. So I'm telling you, man. Oh my god, I'm telling you. If Klein could get just get Mr. Azek to come over, bro. Even if I were to use yesterday once more charms, what can I do in such a short amount of time of 2 or 3 seconds? Yes, at a critical moment, I might be able to help the Fool warp the situation, but I don't even know who they are, where they are. How do I seize opportunity? Leonard fell silent. Don't tell me that I just have to watch helplessly. Palaz sighed. Be patient. All we can do now is be patient. The Fool and the Evernight, and some other deities and kings of angels have some tacit understanding with each other. They might even be cooperating with one another. They will not allow AMON to take away Sephira Castle. Wait patiently. Perhaps it won't take long for a window of opportunity to appear. I understand, Leonard said. Oh my god, we're at 70 people. Holy shit. Volume 6 is goated. Holy shit. Can we just read Volume 6 forever? Oh my god. Nah. We only go forward. The Blue Avenger, which had been ordered by the Church of Storm to attack the port and the Phasicians' merchant ship near the waters of Sonia Island, was hiding somewhere outside the safe sea route. Alder Wilson stood outside the window of the captain's cabin, using his extremely distant vision to stare at the coastline. To this newly advanced ocean songster's point of view, many captains who received similar missions were at the cream of the crop of the mid-sequence Beyonders. Their joint operations would definitely be able to effectively harm the traffic flow of Phasician waters. This also meant that an attack from Phasac would be reasonably fierce, with a high chance of a demigod attacking. Of course, one couldn't eliminate the possibility of a Sequence 3 War Bishop or Silver Knight appearing as well. This was a dangerous development for Alger. He didn't want to be placed in such a circumstance. At the same time, his crew, colleagues, partners would monitor each other, preventing anyone from deserting. If Alger were to skeeve and walk on the edge of danger, it wouldn't take long for him to consider killing most of the crew members to become a true pirate, or lose the Blue Adventure and return to Passu Island for an internal probe. After this operation ends, the captains who survive wouldn't even be a third. Alger came up with a plan to avoid danger. This was to participate, but not take center stage. Oh, this is good, because if Alger can be the third that survived, he has like a good chance of eventually even becoming a demigod officially from the church. Because let's be honest, if this motherfucker has to go find his own characteristic, he's cooked. He's never finding shit, bro. He's gonna be a sequence 5 forever. But if the church is like, oh my god, this motherfucker does a lot, and like, ugh, fine, give it to him. That's the only way Alger gets it. He's never getting it himself. Alger planned on using a surprise attack on the port, while his brethren frantically attacked the Physician merchant and supply ships. This would allow the people on board the ship on board his ship onto Sonia Island, allowing them to lay ambush in a primeval. What the fuck is this word? Primeval. Okay, fuck me. In a primeval forest. Occasionally, he would cause other minor disturbances to the port, which were easily managed. This way, the Facesack demigods would definitely cast their gaze at the sea and not towards him. Okay, I knew that word. I don't know why. It just, like, I kept swapping the I and E in my mind, so I was thinking, like, primeval, and I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. At the same time, in the eyes of the crew, he would be a role model who'd be willing to take the great risks to enter the enemy borders. After thinking for a while, Alger immediately gathered the crew and repeated the plan. Finally, he emphasized, "This will be very dangerous. Trust me, very, very dangerous. We won't be able to advance and retreat like we can at sea. We may be surrounded by enemies at any time, but such an attack will exceed the expectations of the Physicians. It will give us the outcome we want. Are you willing to remain on the ship as cowards, or follow me as a hero to show the devotion to your lord?" "Yeah! Fuck the Physicians!" the crew members all rashly said. "Very good. May the storm be with us!" God, if Dr. Z pops in at this moment, she's gonna never join stream again. "May the storm be with us!" the sailors saluted. After making the necessary arrangements, Alger believed that he just needed to borrow the unshadowed crucifix as soon as possible to purge the excess ocean songster characteristic. Although he had exaggerated the dangers of landing on the island, there was a certain level of danger involved, so he wanted to be in optimal condition. And he long understood Mr. Fool's earlier hint. He felt that tomorrow, the Fool might inform them that the gathering was cancelled. What do you mean secretly, Ramiro? He's the only god in S tier. What do you mean secretly, motherfucker? It ain't shit secret. There's a short video of it. What are you talking about? Of course, there were some ideas in the deepest depths of Alger's heart. He suspected that every time Mr. Fool cancelled the Tarot Club, something had happened to him. He wanted to use this prayer to test if this mighty existence was still normal. "No, I can't. Thou shalt not test God. This is no test. Mr. Fool didn't hint that I can't pray to him recently. Besides, borrowing the unshadowed crucifix is something I really need to do." Alger paced back and forth. At this moment, he heard the sound of the waves crashing. "No, Adam, no, don't you dare compare me to that fucking loser." At this moment, he heard the sounds of the waves crashing. Although the additional type of vision provided by the ghost ship, through the additional type of vision provided by the ghost ship, he saw the water part of a huge fish-type creature appearing. Fish-type creature? Oh my god, Magikarp is here! base chat Dr. Zaid shows. Stop, Ramiro, stop. The strange-looking giant fish opened its mouth and spat out a small metal bat that landed on the deck. Alder nodded and expressed his gratitude with his singing. This was a sea creature that the Church of Storm had tamed. In this operation, it and its companions were the messengers between the various ships. Damn, I'm getting slanted. Wait, sorry. Oh, wait, sorry. That was DSV. Never mind. Upon receiving his gratitude, the fish-like creature trembled. With a flick of its tail, it headed deep into the ocean. Alder looked at it silently for 2 seconds before summoning a gust of wind to bring the metal bat into the captain's cabin. He twisted open the metal ball and took out a piece of paper inside. George III has been assassinated. Alder repeated the content with heavy expression, recalling the world and Mr. Fool's hints. This time he no longer hesitated and prayed, "The fool that doesn't belong to this era." These prayers are almost becoming a choral symphony. Mr. Hanged Man wants to borrow the unshadowed crucifix? Leonard, these voices are stacked one on top of each other, undulating in pitch and volume. It's making the surroundings tremble. Klein rubbed his temples, having a feeling that he'd been struck by lightning. At this moment, he followed Amon deeper into the desolate moors and saw the grayish-yellow fog that blanketed the area. There were a few ravines in the deep, dark depths. Compared to the quiet, lurking monsters from before, the ones here were special. Amon nudged his monocle and smiled. Another half a day and we should reach our final destination. Half a day? It hasn't even been a day yet. Didn't you say 3 days? I said not more than 3 days. 1 day is not more than 3. Oh my god, you fucking... Oh my god, this guy's such a fucking... Oh my... You're such a loser, bro! Oh my god, you get no bitches. You have no hoes, Amon. Oh my god. Upon saying this, the King of Angel paused and asked, "Did I hamper your arrangements? Are you feeling despair?" Klein didn't answer as he suddenly reached out his hand and grabbed into the void beside him. Yeah, Amon does not get bitches. 0. Okay, Morpheus, in your definition, would you call Klein a bitch? Is that what you're saying? Are you calling the fool a bitch? I want you to... No. Morpheus, I want you to say those words. Come on. I want you to say those words. Say it. Come on, I just started college and you... Bro, what? What do you mean you started college in mid-August? What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck starts college mid-August? What are you on? Although Klein had been a Beyonder for less than 2 years, his experience could be described as rich and exciting, even amongst saints. The things he possessed or encountered before that could be summoned from the historical void, the ones that were capable of quickly killing him, didn't number many. If some Amon actually, what is it considered? I'm sure there's a name for it, I don't fucking know. Here, he chose the Flaring Sun Charm, the one he had used in Tingen. He had already recited the incantation and injected his spirituality into it. He was about to activate the charm. Indeed, to a demigod of the seer pathway, this meant bizarreness and change. It wasn't very effective against him. He mainly depended on the damage it did to his body, but Klein didn't dodge or defend himself. He released his body and mind to embrace the light of hope. Klein is like, "We are gonna die," and of course by we I mean only me because I can't kill you because you're too strong, but I'm gonna kill myself in a video game. Even at the level of Sequence 3 Scholar of Yore, the defense of a seer pathway remained low. That's such a joke. His offensive ability was also equally insufficient compared to his peers. This resulted in a sad fact. When Klein wanted to kill himself, he didn't have any powers that could kill himself quickly. After all, it was impossible for him to control his own spirit body threats and transform into a marionette. This would result in a logical contradiction. Towards the end of the process, he would lack the ability to continue making himself a marionette. And when he was searching for ways to kill himself through external means, he realized that as long as he didn't use too many methods like marionette interchange, paper figurine substitutes, historical void hiding, there were too many options that he could consider. The Seer was a powerful pathway that veered to the extremes. Seeing that Klein was about to take out a flaring sun charm from the fog of history, along with having a strong idea of wanting to kill himself, Amon smiled, and without even raising his hand, stole the entire idea. Klein immediately forgot what he was trying to do, but his actions didn't stop. His shocked reaction when he heard that they were only half a day from the final destination was mostly fake. Because he had always been wary of this god of deceit, he didn't trust a thing he said. There were too many interpretations of not more than 3 days, so Klein long prepared for the worst. After hearing what Amon said, he immediately arranged the things he needed to do in an exact sequence. Having the idea of summoning the charm to commit suicide, it was to summon that existence, summon this, summon that, and those existences. Is Klein having a stroke or is he trying to give me one? What the fuck am I reading? He made it cyclical, hoping that no matter how many thoughts Amon stole from him, he would eventually follow to his original plan and perform the actions. Regarding this matter, back when he dealt with 008, he had been thinking about it above the Great Fog. He used the experience of treating the real him as a marionette and only followed a predetermined set of actions, which helped him greatly. At that moment, although he didn't know what he was trying to do, to the point of not realizing that he had forgotten something, he knew very well what to do next. The past wasn't important, but the present and future were key. Hey Paul, how's it going, man? Klein reached out his palm again and grabbed the void in front of him. His entire arm sank, but when he retracted his hand, nothing came out. At the same time, Amon raised his palm and swiped forward. He had stolen the historical void projection Klein summoned. A figure quickly appeared beside Amon, an elder dressed in a hooded black robe. Zaratul, the leader of the Secret Order, a Sequence 1 angel, Zaratul. Excuse me? Excuse me? Klein's got it like that? Klein's got it, bro. Maple, you have a question? The existence that Klein had attempted to summon was Zaratul, and he succeeded in one try, because he had made preparations in advance. How do you prepare what? Back in the city that belonged to the Phoenix Believers, when Klein had split his marionette into 3 groups, he was actually attempting to summon Zaratul. Without a doubt, it was impossible to succeed at that time. However, as a scholar of yore, it would be a massive failure if one failed to notice that someone was trying to summon their historical projection. As for Zaratul, he was definitely a senior, excellent, experienced scholar of yore. To escape from Zaratul, Klein was thinking of summoning Amon, and now he's what an he's a tricksy little hobbit. Such a failed summoning had established a connection with Zaratul. This was the tacit understanding between scholars of yore. As for a miracle invoker, an attendant of mysteries, he was able to respond to his historical projection. It was just like how Scholar of Yore had a 100% chance of success when summoning strength from his past self. In addition, a Scholar of Yore had no contractual connection with the historical void projection. They relied on the other party's lack of intelligence or them having good relations to control them, and in this world, few high-level existences most unwilling to see Amon obtain Sephira Castle were Mr. Door, followed by Palez and Zaratul. In other words, the two of them were short-term allies when it came to resisting Amon. Where's your monocle? Right here, Sound. I had it on, it just hurts my nose. We know this. Due to these factors, Klein believed that he could summon Zaratul in one go, and the facts proved him right. It was precisely because of this that he wasn't even worried that Amon would steal away the historical projection. He even hoped that Amon would do so. As for the reason he had come up with the idea of committing suicide before summoning Zaratul, it was to let Amon steal his thoughts, and for Amon he would be happy to try since he was a king of angels in search for excitement. With too many choices for him to choose from, it was unlikely he would repeat another thought usurpation. It might be a theft of the historical void projection. This was one of the few trump cards Klein had. So Klein's trump card was Amon is a fucking... Amon has ADHD and he wouldn't do a repetitive task if he doesn't have to. This was his theory. I mean, it worked, but still. In the next second, Zaratul's gaze turned from a glazed to a spirited one. Clearly, this attendant of mysteries, a senior scholar of yore. Bro, why the fuck is there so much lag? I don't understand. I have it pulled up on my screen too. Can you put it I don't know. Maybe Sound. I don't know. Like, it's running on my phone, but it's no lag. I don't understand. It's gotta be on your end. I hate to say it, but it's gotta be on your end, because my phone's running it just fine. Clearly, this attendant of mysteries, a senior scholar of yore, had entered the historical void and allowed his projection from the same era to receive his consciousness. And having his own consciousness meant that Zaratul's projection didn't hesitate at all to cast his gaze at Amon. The eyes of Amon, the one wearing and not wearing the monocle, narrowed at the same time. He saw the lightning around him increasing in frequency as the vast wilderness, with many ravines, turned empty and dark. He had apparently been pulled beneath the cosmos by Zaratul. This was a miracle. What the fuck does he mean, pulled beneath the cosmos? What the fuck? Bro, there's gotta be some really cool art of this, I have to imagine. At that moment, Klein abandoned the other thoughts in the queue and took the opportunity to control a monster in the darkness and transform it into a marionette. Following that, he immediately switched places. After coming to the depths of the darkness, Klein reached his hand out again and tried to grab at the air in front of him in succession, and his marionette did the same. He finally dragged out another figure out of the void, the Evernight cloister matron, the grounded angel, Ariana. As soon as Ariana appeared, her dark eye turned normal. She didn't look like a projection at all. Her true body seemed to have entered a concealed state, allowing the summoned historical void projection to also possess intelligence. This was also one of the reasons Klein had chosen to summon her. He had given up on summoning Mr. Azek and Miss Messenger, who had a higher success rate. Backup has arrived? Oh yeah, backup. Good backup too. We got a sequence 1 angel and a sequence 2 angel. This way, even if an accident happened during his suicide, preventing his success, there was a chance to fight Amon. After a historical void projection possessed their own consciousness, it made it much easier for Klein to maintain them. Following that, he used the connection between the Scholar of Yore and their historical summoned projection, and quickly communicated to Ariana his intent to kill him. Ariana bent her body, and her right hand reached behind her back and pulled out a bone sword. She then took a step forward and swung her sword. The entire darkness literally stirred as it wildly spread towards the spot where Klein was standing. Ariana was like, "Oh, you want me to kill you? No problem. I do that shit for free." Is this... Ariana is pulling up like a fucking, like Prime King Vaughn. What the fuck? An unlucky monster happened to be situated between the two of them as it melted away. This wasn't the authority of concealment. This was a combination of repose and horror, symbolizing danger in the darkness, a symbol of silent destruction. The Beyonders of the Sleepless Pathway had to reach Sequence 3, Horror Bishop, to grasp such power. Horror Bishop? Do I have this name? I don't think so. I think that's a new one. Sleepless. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Horror Bishop. Subconsciously, Klein's survival instinct made him want to escape, but at that moment he felt that the darkness around him was an enemy. If he was infected by that force, he would become part of the tide. There was no avoiding it. There's no need to use all your strength. You can easily kill me with just a portion. Klein sat there, waiting. At that moment, a distant, illusory bell sounded. It was as if he had traveled through a long stretch of history, causing everything to slow down. Has a god just appeared? Who the fuck can stop Ariana? Please don't tell me it's Amon. The Angel of Time, of course it's him. This piece of shit. In midair, swaths of darkness were pierced, revealing a gigantic wall clock. Yo, you piece of shit. It was ancient and mottled, and its surface was separated by 12 segments by grayish white and blackish colors. Each segment had different symbols, and the needle had a total of 3 hands, short, medium, and long. It seemed to be formed from the 12 rings of time. It seemed to be formed from the 12 rings off a worm of time. As the second hand ticked, the bell rang again. As the sound echoed, the surging darkness like a tide slowed down even more, and the ancient clock projection dissipated, turning back into Amon with his pointed hat and monocle. Behind him, the projection of Zaratul was in a sluggish state. You're telling me he took down Zaratul that quickly? Right on the heels of that, Amon levitated in midair, extending his right hand and pressed down in the darkness. The darkness quickly returned to normal, drowning Klein without causing him harm. It was unknown if there was a bug or if a Beyonder effect had been stolen. Dr. Z, how's it going? At the same time, Amon's body instantly became abnormally huge. Autumn, how's it going? It was nearly 20 meters tall, but none of his clothes had suffered any damage. I'm meeting the segment. What the fuck, devil? What? What girl got you into this, bro? She must be really pretty for you to be joining a cult for her. What? He looked down at Klein and raised his hand to adjust his monocle. He ignored the attacks from Zaratul's projection behind him as he smiled and said, "Interesting." Just woke up? Lucky bastard, Sorry, I'm sleepy, okay? Don't judge me. Oh, there's a grand lineup, alright. Bro, can you imagine? The City of Silver, which has never seen any angel in thousands of years except for Amon, now has 3 angels. And Klein, who's like basically an angel. As Amon spoke, the transparent tentacles covered with mysterious patterns extended out from the gigantic vortex behind his back, and they wrapped around his many spirit body threads. In the blink of an eye... Thank you, Dr. Z. Dr. Z, I'm sorry, we put you right to work as you got here. In the blink of an eye, the illusory black threads were lifted up with no resistance, and with that, one strange monster after another was hoisted up in midair like ham waiting to be dry-aged. The spirit body threads beside AMON were all stolen by him. While Zaratul launched his attack, his other slippery tentacles kept extending to the void. In a few seconds, a figure quickly appeared. He had long chestnut-colored curly hair, blue eyes, high nose bridge, thin lips, and a beautifully manicured mustache. None other than the former Emperor of Intes, Rosel Gustav. Oh my god. What? What the fuck is going on here? The moment this knowledge emperor stepped into the real world, he looked down at the gigantified AMON, and complicated illusory symbols formed in his eyes. He wasn't worried that AMON would steal his attack at all, because he had prepared an extremely large amount of useless miscellaneous knowledge. Be it the forceful injection or AMON's theft of it, he would achieve the goal of blowing up the other party's mind. He's like, oh, you want to know something? I'm just going to give you so much information, your fucking brain explodes. Just as Rosel's projection was formed, another figure appeared from Zaratul's transparent tentacle. The figure had a young face, but had long hair, and was already half white, pulled back and flailing in midair. In the darkness, half of it was hidden and the other half prominent. Ouroboros? Who is this? This was an angel that Klein didn't know. He looked like a man with eyes that were dark and filled with the vicissitudes of life. His facial features were considered pretty good. Ouroboros is like stunningly beautiful. But there was a bunch of thick, short black hair on his cheeks. What the fuck? He emitted the feeling that he was both old and youthful, rational and crazy. He immediately transformed into a cluster of squirming worms that extended out transparent, smooth tentacles. You know what, Pushkar? I too like the word vicissitude. Clearly, this was also an angel of the seer pathway. At that moment, Klein didn't even dare directly look at the situation occurring. But when this happened, his spiritual perception was triggered. He sensed something. The second angel, summoned by Zaratul, was the son of the ancient sun god, the original ancestor of the Antagonist family. Oh, not the ancient sun god, of an ancient god. I apologize. The original ancestor of the Antagonist family. Oh, shit. Flagrea's kid. Okay. This was the historical projection, him, before he became the half-fool. Clearly, Zaratul had made sufficient preparations. As Antagonist displayed his complete mythical creature form, the surrounding environment changed once again. The darkness became darker, as though it had a life of its own, and it surged towards the massive manifestation of the classic black-robed AMON. In the area enveloped by darkness, all the monsters instantly turned into marionettes. All? Not a lot. All. Antagonist seemed to have moved a portion of the ancient divine kingdom from his memories into the real world, so as to separate AMON from Klein. I did not expect that, Dr. Z. No. This was a miracle, and when miracles happen, Zaratul's transparent tentacles pulled out a third projection. A knight in full black armor, a demigod from the 4th epoch Solomon Empire, who had not left behind an illustrious name in history. However, he had another identity, a member of the Red of War army, and the leader of this army was a king of angels, Medici. In other words, if Medici could converge their powers, then they too could transmit their own powers to a collective pool. Bro, this man is just pulling out this man is pulling out SSRs every multi. He's like, I have 600 multis worth of fucking gems, and we're doing SSRs only. This is some crazy power. What the fuck? The power of a Scholar of Yore couldn't summon anything associated with the uniqueness. Even if they were to raise their sequence, it remained the same. However, there was no doubt that seers would seek ways to push the envelope by attempting to bypass the restriction and gain help from the uniqueness in one way or another. Klein had summoned the goddess's descent vessel to accomplish this point, while Zaratul summoned a powerhouse of the Red of War. At this moment, the projection was equivalent to a portion of Medici. The knight in black armor stepped onto the field as he laughed. Yo, Lil Raven, have those feathers I burnt recovered? What the fuck? Who is this? This guy's goated. What? Oh my god. Due to the fact the historical projection had summoned another 3 angel-level historical projections, Klein suspected that he couldn't maintain it for 10 seconds. If it wasn't for this change, he would have most likely felt that he had found a way to indefinitely increase his combat strength. That was to summon 2 angels and 1 projection of himself every time. He could then use the projection to summon 2 angels and himself again, and continued for infinite projections. Who do you think Little Raven is? AMON, maybe? Because Zaratul doesn't use ravens, he uses crows, right? I think? Or is that the other way around? Am I thinking that the other way around? At that moment, the ascetic leader of the Church of Evernight, Ariana's body faded and entered a concealed state. Following that, she suddenly appeared behind the gigantified AMON, slashing out with a bone sword. Taking advantage of this opportunity, when AMON was attacked by 5 angels, Klein kept converting monsters into marionettes. Yeah, Medici calls him Little Raven. Oh, Medici, the fucking aura. Even though Medici would lose, that is such a Medici thing to do. Be like, damn, Little Raven, you beat my ass, but like, Little Raven, you remember that one time I like nicked you a little bit? I mean, like, you almost killed me right after, but like, we're not talking about, like, remember that time like I nicked you a little bit? Oh, that was fucking great, eh? Like, oh, class A fucking rage baiter, dude. Klein kept converting monsters into marionettes and getting them to aim at him. He opened his mouth and let out air cannons. At the same time, Klein stretched out his hand and easily took out the flaring sun charm he had prepared. He didn't believe that he would be able to survive such repeated attacks. Amidst the booms, Klein heard a tick-tock noise. The entire world stopped for a moment before it returned to normal. Even with all this, you're kidding, right? You're kidding. Satoru Gojo! Is there anything you're not capable of doing? Oh my god, this piece of shit. Following that, he saw a huge hole in the dark sky. A ray of pure hot sunlight shone in and lit a golden charm. It was a flaring sun charm. It had turned into a huge ball of light engulfed by countless balls of flame. However, the target it attacked wasn't Klein. It made an error and wrapped around the Red of War demigod. Oh my god. You're so annoying, AMON. This is what I imagine everyone must feel like fighting Gojo in the JJK verse. You're just like, bro, is there anything you can't do? This is fucking cheating. You're lying. Like, come on. Oh my god. Meanwhile, the vast amount of knowledge that Roselle had injected, the miracles created by Antagonist, and the destructive sword pointed by Ariana, and the transparent tentacles that Zaratul extended, all pointed at the same target in an erroneous manner. Medici's subordinate. Oh, this man is so dead. Holy shit. At some point, the projection that consisted of a part of Medici's will first suffered an explosion in his mind. Even then, his instinctive reaction seemed to have disappeared. He was then assaulted by a barrage of heavy attacks and quickly dissipated. Wearing a pointed hat and a classical mage robe, it was unknown when Amon had returned to the size of a human and landed at the bottom of the battlefield. He raised his hand and adjusted his monocle as a beam of light lit up again. Behind his back, the ancient model clock Phantom appeared once again. The longest second hand quickly spun half around at an extraordinary speed. It took less than half a second, but everything on the desolate moor seemed to have lost 10 to 20 seconds. This is so cheating. The projection of Antagonist's historical projection disappeared. Following that, Roselle's historical projection faded. Finally, it was the historical projections of Zaratul and Ariana. The amount of time they could be maintained had been stolen. Normal speed. I don't know why, but there is no emote only in YouTube. I don't know. I don't know why YouTube doesn't have that. Oh, I mean, truffle? I mean, I guess I could try to use truffle to try and do it. Okay. Okay, okay, maybe there's a way to do it, so maybe there's a way to do it, but I will, I will try to figure that out, okay, later. Oh my god, this motherfucker is cheating! Klein, he was just about to commit suicide for the third time, couldn't believe his eyes. He had expected Amon to resolve the 5 angel projections. After all, they were mere projections. However, Klein never expected the other party to be so casual about it. He had even used his trump card in exchange for such an outcome. It was inevitable for him to feel disheartened and despair. All that for Amon to nudge his monocle and smile. If they were all their true bodies, this would indeed be a problem. However, the historical void projection has a huge flaw, and grasping the problem is what I'm best at. Oh, he's such a piece of shit. He's like, oh, you know the power you have? It has like a huge problem and like is real easy, okay? It's really easy for me to take advantage of. Get fucked, loser. Looking at this, Angel of Time, whose smile remained the same, which was one of pure delight, as though he hadn't been in a difficult situation at all. Klein's heart slowly sank. His spiritual perception was triggered as scenes quickly flashed through his mind. After entering the Forsaken Land of Gods, Amon changed his clothes, going from a dark-colored jacket, trousers, and top hat to a classical mage robe. After that, he suggested a game of escaping. He's appeared so confident the entire time. You're the true body. After entering the Forsaken Land of the Gods, your true body merged with the Avatar? This is interesting, isn't it? The expression on your face after knowing the truth is what I wanted to see in the game. God. Okay, that at least helps a little bit, dude. That at least helps a little bit. If a fucking projection was able to do all that, I would... Oh my god. Okay, that helps. That helps. Oh my god. Okay. He had clearly admitted that he was the main body. He was born accommodating the uniqueness of the Marauder pathway. He was truly peerless amongst the ranks of those beneath that of deities. This meant that unless a true deity descended, no matter how hard Klein struggled, he wouldn't be able to escape. And this was the Forsaken Land of the Gods. The only active deity was the true creator, who couldn't care less about the Sephira Castle. Although he had suspected that the Amon beside him had swapped with his actual body, Klein, who had experienced countless instances of hope only to have them destroyed, experienced what was the ultimate sense of despair when he was certain. If it wasn't for the fact that the Tarot Club involved Miss Justice, Leonard and company, as well as how he knew Amon was best at deception, he would have admitted defeat and expressed his willingness to become a blessed. Oh, Klein is like, bro, I would just be a blessed if it was for me, but for my homies? Isn't it normal to join the ranks of the opponents if you can't beat them? If you can't beat them, join them. As he lampooned, a thought flashed through his mind. He recalled the words that Amon had previously said. His eyes lit up as he calmed down, looked at Amon and smiled while stretching. Kill me. What? Moon, how's it going, man? Why is this so happy? Why is he so happy? Alright guys, we're going emote only now, okay? Emote only. I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds, okay? To get caught up. If you type in chat, don't get mad when you get fucking, don't get mad when you get put in a timeout, okay? It's pinned, Nagito. Its name? What is it? What is it? Look at that. Who was saying Devil doesn't do work? Look at that. He did the countdown for us. Look at that. Who says Devil doesn't do work? What a guy. Lightning once again lit up the desolate moors that were blanketing with the grayish-yellow fog. It illuminated the spot where the angel-level battle had just happened, illuminating the commoner's face. Amon looked at him and smiled. Can't you say anything else? You seem to have found new hope. Klein's smile didn't change as he clenched his fist to his nose and stuck one hand into his pocket. I just suddenly understood something. It turns out that it's not too demoralizing to play this game with your true body. On the contrary, this shows that you have no way of stealing my destiny. Oh? Amon smiled as he spoke in a tone as though he was looking forward to what Klein would say next. Klein began to laugh. Otherwise, once I entered this land, you would have already stolen my destiny and become the new owner of Sephira Castle. Even if you wanted to play a game of escaping and obstructing, you could have waited until the main goal was achieved. That way, you wouldn't be taking risks, and having lost my chance to resurrect and my original destiny, I'll even put greater effort into escaping due to my instinct to survive. Zaza, thank you, man! Oh, Klein is saying like, oh, you bitch, you overplayed your hand. Oh, you fucked up. Indeed, the god of mischief might do something that disregards danger, doing it so in the pursuit of excitement. But you're still the god of deceit. Having said that, Klein looked at the unperturbed expression on Amon's face. I know that you really have the ability to steal the destinies of others, but being capable of doing something doesn't mean you'll do it. This requires a risk assessment, as well as analyzing the pros and cons. You don't wish to steal my destiny, I believe. That will make you bear the burden of everything brought about by the Sephira Castle. You have to resist the trauma of the resurrection of the original owner. Even for a King of Angel like you, this is dangerous. If you aren't careful, even you could die. Therefore, you want to find a loophole. You want to get the castle without the negative effects. But that requires my permission. Oh, that is so clever. Oh, okay. When he said that, Klein thought of the experiences of getting hit with a computer virus in his previous life. Bro, what? Those viruses would always pretend to be normal and cheat him into giving them permission. This was similar to what the situation was currently occurring at. After hearing Klein's words, Amon looked at him and adjusted his monocle. Klein smiled and continued, "From the moment you parasitized me, you've been setting up a huge scam." So what he wanted was, Amon wanted to play this little game of chicken to make Klein realize, like, oh, I'm so outclassed. Let me just become a blessed, and then this way I'll get to live, because, like, there's no way I can beat him. But Klein just saw through the mirror and was like, ah, bitch, you overplayed your hand. Too soon. On the one hand, you've given me the option of becoming your blessed, telling me that your true body can withstand my destiny, causing me to bear a heavy burden. In the journey, you constantly made me see hope before destroying it. From time to time, you'll give me a time limit, making me unknowingly seize the opportunity and catch my breath, and shorten the trip, disrupting my plans. Finally, reveal the card that you're the true body, sending me to the abyss of despair so as to destroy my will and dismantle my defenses. I'd break down and choose to become your blessed. Perfect deduction. However, you seem to have missed a problem. What I said was to see my real body at a sufficiently safe place. Then your destiny will be taken away. Now that we haven't reached our final destination, I naturally won't take that risk. Klein's expression sank a little before he relaxed again. I'm looking forward to see how the developments will be there. Klein is like, oh, I'm still calling your bluff. He still responded to Amon in style. The genuine King of Angel adjusted his monocle and pointed with a smile. Soon, we'll arrive in less than half a day. How long is that exactly? Half an hour. Klein turned his head to look at the direction where Amon had pointed. He only saw deep darkness and nothing else. A bolt of lightning struck down around the desolate moors, but even further away there was a thick, grayish-yellow fog. Backland Empress Borough in the Hall family's luxurious villa. After 2 days of chaos, Audrey's life finally regained some peace. This made her even more curious about the truth of the king's assassination. Considering how Mr. Fool had hinted that the tarot gathering would be cancelled today, Audrey decided to pray to this existence in advance, to figure out from Mr. World what the situation was. The moment she glanced at Susie, she told her to leave the room, close the door. Audrey sat down and began praying. The fool that doesn't belong to this era. Backland, Eastborough, inside the 2-bedroom rental apartment. Do you think there'll be a gathering today? There's no formal notice, Force shook her head. I don't know, Gios replied. Force couldn't sit still any longer. She left her seat and paced back and forth. Mr. World didn't respond, nor did Mr. Fool. Gio, why don't you try praying and ask if the gathering will be held today as scheduled? Okay, Gio frowned as she nodded. She found the situation a little strange. She then clasped her hands together, took a deep breath, and said, "The fool that doesn't belong to this era." Backland, Northborough, underground of St. Samuel Cathedral, in the room behind Chanis Gate. Emlyn White woke up feeling puzzled from the dream he had had. He had apparently dreamt of the sanguine ancestor Lilith. In his dream, he was trapped in a castle covered in red vines, one he couldn't escape from no matter how hard he tried. Would this be everyone then? This would be everyone, right? With Emlyn? Later, through a narrow window from high above, he saw the crimson moon outside and a pair of bat wings that covered half the crimson moon. In the legends of the Sanguine, this was one of the symbols of the goddess. Right on the heels of that, Emlyn flew up in excitement, attempting to open the narrow window. At the bottom of the glass, he found a tarot club. The Fool. He found a tarot card. The Fool card. At this point in his dream, Emlyn naturally woke up. As a Viscount, he had the ability to perform basic analysis of dreams. It must be because of my current situation that this happened. That star didn't deliver any damn human blood to me. I'm indeed the target of the ancestors' benediction. She is hinting to me that I must pray to the Fool. Emlyn sat up with hope as he piously chanted, "The Fool that doesn't belong to this era." This is it. This is all of them. Above the grey fog, the three crimson stars that corresponded to justice, judgment, and the moon began to expand and shrink, emitting the light to create ripples. They merged into a dark red tide that originally existed, causing the shockwave to intensify. Amidst the quake, the tide flooded the entire palace, lighting up one mysterious symbol after another. This brought about a new halo and resonance accompanied by a buzzing sound. At the end of the long model table, the back of the Fool's seat lit up. The complicated symbol formed by the contorted lines and pupilless eyes kept extending outwards, becoming layered and extremely three-dimensional. This figure wasn't stable enough. Wait, the dark red tide was attracted over and formed a figure on the high-backed chair belonging to the Fool. Why do I feel like the real Fool just got resurrected? This figure wasn't stable enough. It distorted and scattered from time to time, hardly capable of maintaining its form. On a desolate moor covered with greyish-yellow fog, Klein paused for a moment as he looked up at the lightning streaking across the sky. He then retracted his gaze, holding the lantern in his hand, following beside AMON. The more the man and the King of Angels proceeded, the more ravines the ground had. Similarly, the depths became more and more exaggerated. About 10 minutes later, another bolt of lightning streaked across the sky. Not far away, Klein saw a single-eyed giant with a bluish-black pupil, pacing back and forth, towering tens of meters. His body was covered in traces of rotting pus. His eyes were sunken and lifeless. It was obvious he was dead. Sorry, I'll stop asking. Just, yeah, because you guys are on emote only. Fuck, I'll stop asking. Shit, I'm sorry. However, he continued wandering around. Grayish-yellow gas emanated from his body, interweaving in mid-air. The grayish-yellow fog that enveloped the vast moor was actually generated by this giant. The youngest son of the giant king Ormir, the god of glory, Bloodel. He publicly cursed my father and was punished to forever roam. Of course, he has long died in the cataclysm, but he wasn't set free. Mon looked at the giant and smiled. If I hadn't stolen the corresponding damage dealt to you, you would have been contaminated by the fog created after Blodel's death. You would have become a cursed entity that forever roams this area. What, you want me to thank you? Suddenly, Klein felt that he had entered a myth. With him in tow, Amon continued forward, slowly approaching this giant. There was an extremely deep ravine on the spot where the giant was loitering. As the lightning flashed, a thick and vast, greyish-white building appeared at the bottom. Meryl said, "Okay, sounds good, Kami." With just a glance, Klein's pupils twitched as he recalled the scene when he was divining the unshadowed crucifix. If he remembered correctly, this should be where ASG, the city of Silver's creator, Amon and Adam's father, walked out from. Is this the safe place Amon mentioned? Klein's heart sank. At this moment, the pointy-hatted, monocled Amon walked to the edge of the ravine and, with his back facing the building, he spread out his arms and said, "This is the holy land where my father was awoken. Buried it in the history I wish to seek. My father told me that this place has an ancient name called Chernobyl." That lightning was fucking perfectly timed. Holy shit! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that was so good. Fucking Chernobyl! What a cool name! What a cool name! Oh my god, Chernobyl! I mean, not for the people who were there, but like in hindsight, you know, a really cool name. Okay, thank you, Romero. God, I have so many tabs open. Fuck this. $11.67 when the stars are right. Oh shit! The stars are always right, baby! The stars are right! Let's go! Oh my god. I can't type. I'm so fucking excited I can't even type. Shit. This music is hype though. What the fuck? Hold on. God damn it. I don't know. Bro, who let you guys cook with the music? Who let you guys cook with the music? Oh my god. Wait, wrong one? Wrong one? Abort? No. Wrong? Hold on. What? Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Which one? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, all good. All good. Evangel. Oh my god, you guys are gonna get me fucking removed off the internet. What are you guys doing to me? God damn it. Fine, 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 fine. Fuck it. Chernobyl. Upon hearing Amon's words, Klein's first reaction was one of pure shock. Back when he was approaching the bluish-black single-eyed giant, he had come up with many possibilities, but he never expected to hear that name. This was akin to seeing a machine gun appear in the ancient oil painting, or a novel's plot appearing in a scientific paper. In the next second, he thought of the funny matter about when ASG had used his rib to create Sasrier, but had named his eldest son Adam. He instinctively believed that the current situation was similar, and he couldn't help but laugh. So wait, this also means ASG is from the same time too. Oh my god. It's like, to have Amon, who was so powerful that he was almost a bug in the real world, a king of angel who always wore a sinister smile on his face, speak the name with such seriousness and solemnity, it made Klein unable to hold back his laughter. Besides, he had no intention of controlling himself. I hope he gets angry from the embarrassment and kills me. The reason why Amon is the way he is today has largely to do with ASG's method of upbringing. The corner of Klein's mouth curved up into a smile. He prepared to ruthlessly vent his inner laughter. At this moment, another bolt of silver lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the deep ravine. It made Klein once again see the building at the bottom, a building completely different from the current style of the 4th, 3rd, or even 2nd epoch. Klein's heart rapidly contracted before it expanded again. The smile he had on his face froze. What the fuck? When he heard his own heartbeat, he had the common sense he had regarding the present world appear in his mind. 12 months a year, 365 days a year, as leap years, 24 hours a day, 60 minutes an hour, 60 seconds a minute, confirmed to be a planet. There's a sun and a moon in the sky. No! It's the actual Chernobyl? This is the It's actual Chernobyl! Klein... Fuck! Klein's instinct prevented him from thinking any further, but deep in his heart there was still a voice. Could it be that I never transmigrated? I've always been on Earth? But I've been hanging from the Door of Light for so long, making me truly not belong to this era? As this thought formed, many details that didn't match his attention spewed out like a volcano in his mind. So Klein never went to a different world at all. He just went way ahead in time. What? What? What do you mean? As this thought formed, many details that didn't catch his attention spewed out like a volcano. To the easternmost front of the Sonya Sea, before entering the ruin of the battlefield of gods, there were rotting, crumbling steel buildings around an ancient well appeared to be left by humans. The northern and southern continent are very similar in shape to that of North and South America. But a large part of the isthmus that connects the two landmasses have been wiped out by some kind of power, forming the Berserk Sea with its complicated and winding sea routes. Sonya Island is like the gigantic landmass in the north that drifted south. Mitzi-shire is like the expanded and connected version of the Great Lakes of North America. It's as though it suffered a strike from a meteor. The mountains and rivers on the northern continent have changed a lot, but the shape is kind of recognizable. In that case, the western continent where the elves came from, and the forsaken land of the gods in the east, will correspond to Chernobyl. The forsaken land of the gods is Russia? I mean, yeah, the gods have forsook that land long ago. That kind of works. No, that kind of works. That tracks. In the legend of treasure out at sea, there's a lost civilization called Newans, sank somewhere in the fog sea. The giant king's parents are human. The sanguine and the elves also originate from humans. I previously had two questions. Why would the Sephira castle grab transmigrators? And why would all of them be people from my era? This can also be explained. Need a music change again? Oh, okay. In that short span of 2 or 3 seconds, it was as if lightning was exploding in his mind. This caused his lips to tremble, as though he was trying his best to contain the backlash. And now he's gonna fully digest his potion, of course. Shit. But that's at least a... See, Tong, how's it going, man? But the moon in this world is crimson. The constellations are somewhat different from those of Earth. I'm not an astronomy aficionado, so I can't remember clearly, but the Emperor consumed the potions of the Savant pathway. If the cosmos was identical, he would have found out long ago. The opposing opinion appeared in Klein's mind, like a strong anchor, preventing his ship from being blown away from port. But a second later, he remembered 2 lines. When the stars are right, chaos will rise from underground, and the greatest Olden One will awaken. And the second was, be careful of the moon. Dude, I feel like I'm Oppenheimer discovering the secrets of the universe. What? That prophecy wasn't random? When the stars are right. So this resulted in the previous discrepancies? Klein almost ignored Amon in front of him. Even his body began to shake. He used a great deal of strength before he sighed. Maybe I never left my hometown, but I can never return. Just as he came to this understanding, the grey fog appeared in front of him. This time, he stood in front of the waning forest, corresponding to the end of the first epoch and the early stages of the second. Unlike the past, the grey fog in front of him was no longer empty. Deep in the fog, far away, points of shattered light lit up, like lighthouses illuminating the path of history. They led Klein forward as they traced back thousands of years, or even longer. Then he saw the resplendent bluish-black door of light and saw the transparent cocoons hanging above, and saw himself in a t-shirt and loose pants. But that's his body! How... So whoever this is still took his soul out from his body, put it in a different body. An invisible wind blew past as a grayish fog beneath the door opened, layer by layer, revealing cities. There were tall skyscrapers with all kinds of cars parked, frozen with pedestrians walking. One by one, these cities were covered in the grayish-white dust. Many buildings had collapsed, broken steel bars tearing out of their frames. Some of the cars caved in, others broken down. There were even some that had been quashed into a metallic pancake. The passerby looked lifeless, like wax figures. He knew very well. This world was Earth. I'm sorry, I'm not... What the fuck happened? What happened? At that moment, he completely digested his Scholar of Yore potion. Bro, we don't care right now. We do not care. Suddenly, Klein's consciousness returned to the real world. He realized his connection with Sephira Castle had strengthened. Amidst the buzzing sound, the resonance generated by the prayers of the Tarot Club grew intensely. Previously, he could see them vaguely using the Sephira Castle above the grey fog, and see that Klein at the Fool's Seat was trying to establish some kind of connection with the dark red warping figure about to take form. In that instant, he came to a realization. There was no longer any need for him to chant the incantation or take 4 steps counterclockwise. With a mere thought, his spirit body could enter Sephira Castle, becoming one with that figure. This is the insta cheat to Amon. I don't need to do a whole bunch of stuff that you can stop me from. I can just... And I'm up there. Oh, you're cooked. This was undoubtedly the best opportunity for him to escape. He couldn't be bothered to marvel at the fact that this was Earth. Believing that Amon didn't know of such a development, Klein immediately thought of jumping straight towards Sephira Castle. At that moment, Amon curled his lips into a smile, one that spoke of endless joy. Yes, you're right. I don't want to steal your destiny, bearing the burden while becoming the new owner of Sephira Castle. You're right. This was a scam, going on since the very beginning. But the core of the scam was to make you think that me giving you hope and destroying it was to make you my blessed. If I hadn't especially changed my clothes when I entered the Forsaken Land of the Gods, as well as my accidental use of my error powers, would you be so sure that my true body was here? Could it be possible that the god of deceit doesn't understand that changing one's image would cause problems? Did you think that I wouldn't understand what the name Chernobyl means? I've been in this land for thousands of years. I've been searching for the oldest traces of history, far beyond the first epoch. The true goal of this journey was to give you some time, some knowledge to aid you in digesting your potion, so that you can relax your vigilance in this area. Then when you use your connection with Sephira Castle and it deepens and you attempt to trigger it, I'll use this opportunity and use a loophole to steal the castle. The destiny yours and the castle mine. Not only did the terrifying ravings from the King of Angel contain the sound of Amon's chuckle, but they also wreaked havoc on Klein's mental state. They were no weaker than Mr. Door's roars. The surface of Klein's skin began to show signs of protruding worms of spirit as he was brought to the brink of losing control. Aw, you think it's over, Amon? Psych! This is the exact time the old fool comes back and you get cooked. In his body, a 12-segmented worm of time burrowed out, transforming into an Amon phantom, wearing a black mage robe and matching pointy hat and crystal monocle. He had parasitized Klein at a superficial level, not to monitor his thoughts, but to take control of the situation at a critical moment through parasitizing him at a deeper level. He wanted to seize this opportunity. In the beginning, Amon used a deeper level of parasitizing with one goal: to parasitize a worm of time at a superficial level, without the Saint being able to detect it. The Amon projection turned back and gave Klein, who was unable to straighten his thoughts after being disrupted, a look. It revealed a smile identical to the true body. The corner of his lips curled up slightly, carrying a look of endless joy. He turned around and used the invisible connection to leap towards Sephira Castle. This was similar to the situation of him parasitizing Derek, trying to use the crimson star that corresponded to the sun to infiltrate the world above the grey fog. But this time, no one was inside the castle to purify him, to close the door, to stop Amon. This was a brilliant act. The god of deceit. That is good, but you made one mistake. You didn't take into account luck. You didn't take into account luck, my boy. Amon, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 work. But you still fucked up. Whatever that figure above the grey fog is, I think it's the old fool who's there to a degree, and now he's gonna swat Amon away like a fucking fly. Like, bitch, you ain't my damn family. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, so good. By the way, thank you so much. We have like we have 100 people here. Thank you so. That was so good. Oh my god. I need to hold on. I need to drink something. My fucking throat is killing me. You had to keep this from me for months, Justin. This is why solo leveling cannot compare. Have you considered... No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, you're right, I can't. Okay. In the blink of an eye, Amon saw the grayish-white fog in the ancient majestic palace. Hold on, Pushkar, let's do the final chapter, and then we gotta... And then we'll do thoughts together, bro. Oh, dude, all the spoilers I've seen, I couldn't care less. That was so amazing. That was so amazing. Oh my god. He just needed to reach out his hand and pass through the final obstacle to truly touch Sephira Castle and occupy the place and in essence take it away. Ramiro, you guys are so fucking... Dude, everybody. I can't... Like, dude, small spoilers, no problem. Oh my god, I can't even thank you guys enough for letting me keep this one. Oh my god. That's why the map is a spoiler, because if I, oh, okay. Because if I saw it, I might be able to make out that it's similar enough. Okay. But at that moment, a bluish black palm suddenly appeared above Amon's phantom, blocking him from entering the castle. I told you! Get shit on! Get fucked, a loser! Aegon, thank you so much, my boy! Thank you! Oh my god! Remember when Klein first used cogitation didn't work when he imagined something that didn't exist in this world and failed because he thought of missiles? Oh my god! Oh my cuttlefish supremacy! Oh my god! Cuttlefish supremacy! Oh my god! Bloodell. Wait, Amon's projection subconsciously turned his head to look in the direction of the palm. It saw the pus-covered, one-eyed giant who had long died. Bloodell, who was known as the God of Glory, didn't show any signs of life in his exaggerated vertical eye. The curse of the grayish-yellow fog kept emanating from his body. However, it was different from before. They were seemingly illusory black tubes behind his back. They extended all the way to infinity, a mystery as to what they were connected to. Black tubes, isn't that like the thing that was connected to the Artificial Death Project? Oh my god. Chernobyl is in Ukraine, by the way, not Russia? Well, back then it was just the Soviet Union, right? No? But yeah, I see your point, MX. Fair. With everything that's going on currently, I think the distinction is fair. The towering bluish-black giant instantly condensed a broadsword formed from the orange-red light of dusk. Holding it in one hand, he cleaved down at the side of the deep ravine where Amon's body was. The youngest son of the Giant King, the one who had died due to a curse, unleashed an unimaginable power after roaming aimlessly for 1,000 years. The Twilight Sword tore through the void and jumped out from the spot where the Angel of Time, Amon, was standing. It ripped through all around it, turning into a storm that could destroy this desolate moor. Amon didn't move at all, standing there. No matter how the orange-red sword storm raged, it didn't harm him at all. He seemed to have used some sort of error in this world yet again. But in this state, Amon was no longer able to transmit his ravings to Klein's mind, allowing him to finally gain a sliver of peace. Ignoring how he was able to lose control, he regained his clarity of mind, using the clear and real surroundings and the layers of prayer, and resonated with the dark figure at the Fool's Seat, and established a new connection. He didn't hesitate to return to Sephira Castle. At this moment, Amon's phantom, which was attempting to infiltrate above the fog, was obstructed by the bluish-black palm of the God of Glory, Bloodell. He wasn't able to instantly break through the titanic obstruction. The monocled King of Angel, be it his avatar or true body, opened his mouth and said a name. Evernight. Yes, this was help coming from the Evernight goddess, but it wasn't without reason. My god! Evernight coming in clutch every fucking time! Oh my god! Although Klein lacked confidence in this matter, he always kept it as one of his trump cards. He believed that it might not be effective, and had a very low chance of success. It could only be used as a glimmer of hope at his most desperate hour. After entering the Forsaken Land of Gods and obtaining some space to think, he worked hard to find resources available to him. He finally recalled something. The matter of the former chief of the City of Silver, the demon hunter attempting to switch to a Sequence 3 ferryman but ended up turning into a monster. This anomaly related to the illusory black tubes. Such a phenomenon had been seen by the numinous episcopate's artificial death, which was then overtaken by Evernight, so she'd be able to... Klein is so clever. He's almost as smart as me. He's so good. In other words, the mutation of this former chief was related likely to the artificial death. This indirectly explains something else. That for unknown reasons, those that could influence the forsaken land of the gods, other than the true creator, included artificial death who would come to life to a degree. Based on this reasoning, Klein suspected that the goddess could use the uniqueness of the death pathway to exert a low-level influence to a degree on the forsaken land of gods. In addition, there were only 3 people involved in the matter regarding the former chief. The current chief, Colin, the demigod elder, Waite Chermont, and the shepherd elder, Lovia. They were either Sequence 4 saints or important believers of the true creator. It was impossible for them to be unaware if they were parasitized. I am most certainly not him, especially in understanding all that has happened this stream in particular. I'm not him for sure. As for the only person who received feedback from the escapade, it was Derek, who was under the Fool's Watch, who wasn't at Parasite either. In other words, Amon wasn't aware of the former City of Silver chief's abnormality. That was key. Oh my god, you guys have waited 5 months for me to get here, bro. You know what the funny thing is? It is 5 months to the day that I started streaming Lord of the Mysteries, right now. Probably 2 or 3 hours ago, because, again, I think there was only one person that streamed. That one person was Dr. Z. 5 months ago today. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, wait, let me message Easy about the spoiler really quickly. This is my one spoiler, I'm taking it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Therefore, even if he was able to guess that the Evernight goddess had obtained the uniqueness of the death pathway, causing the god of combat to have an intense reaction, there was no way for him to know that this would bring about unforeseen developments to the Forsaken Land of Gods. With the knowledge in mind, Klein consciously performed certain tasks, despite not having much confidence. In the city that believed in the Phoenix, he didn't take away the remaining death pathway characteristic, hoping to leave a trail. Oh, Easy would, oh my god, Easy would go in. I mean, I would never do that, bro. If I did that, if someone did that to, if someone revealed that particular spoiler to someone, that's like the actual Morty, Rick and Morty meme where Morty's like, it's like, you're like Hitler, but even Hitler cared about Germany or something, you fucking monster. Now you know why I say it's not like those idiots. I do it with principles, not like those. Yeah, true. Like, dude, if someone spoils that for someone, oh my god. I think you should be put up against a post and shot in a video game. Nagito, should we put Dr. Z in trial for sending the Earth? I didn't see it, so it's fine. Following that, he used the close connection between his spirit. No, wait, where am I? After summoning Zaratul's historical projection, he didn't seize the opportunity to commit suicide immediately. On the one hand, he was afraid that Amon would have the ability to stop him and affect his other arrangements, while on the other, he tried to use the summoning of Ariana's projection to inform the Evernight goddess. After completing these two matters, Klein had no idea what the final outcome would be. He mostly focused on his attention on the fact that Amon's avatar had been replaced by his true body. When he arrived at this final destination and saw the roaming angel's corpse, he had just thought of something when he was distracted by Amon's introduction. It only took him a second to realize now that the goddess had long gained some rudimentary control of the giant king's youngest son through the death pathway. She had patiently been waiting for the opportunity to use this cursed angel. And the concealment forces that filled the Forsaken Land of Gods helped her conceal the illusory black tubes well. Suddenly, in the ancient palace above the grey fog, at the fool's seat situated at the end of the table, the dark red figure that kept warping and scattering took form of the scholarly Klein with his black hair and brown eyes. They were saying Lord of the Mysteries is not a isekai? Oh my god. Can't, dude, actual cancer. Oh god. I don't have TikTok, so I don't see them either, in fairness. I never downloaded it, ever. I think I might be in like I might be in a minority of humans. The holes in the seafloor in Volume 3 were boreholes? Oh my god, that's so well done. Oh my god. Oh, so we're, yeah, oh my god, I'm so glad. With just a thought, Klein's consciousness and spirit body had returned to the Sephira Castle. Following that, he used the close connection between his body and the Sephira Castle, together with the prayers of the Tarot Club, to amplify the resonance effect. He then saw himself, glazed eyes on the brink of losing control. He saw Amon's projection, which had circled around the bluish-black palm using an error. The Amon monocle raised his head, making eye contact with Klein, seated at the fool's seat. Klein beckoned the sea god scepter and raised it. The entire grey fog boiled as the entirety of Sephira Castle quit. Klein is like, oh, I'm about to fucking smite you, bro. You ready? I'm about to lightning strike you into a fucking oblivion. Morpheus, what was your message? Guess what Sonia Island is? Oh, yeah, no, Luvion. I'm not fucking stupid. I would never spoil this, ever. Sonia Island? I don't know. Once I see the map, I can make a guess. I don't fucking know. Australia? I don't know how big Sonia Island is. I just have no frame of concept. It could be, if it's a tiny island, it could be like Japan. If it's a big one, it could be like fucking Australia. I don't know. Klein is about to fucking strike this motherfucker into oblivion, bro. Where's Canada? In my heart. The monocled Amon. It was north and moved south? Greenland? A vast amount of terrifying power gathered, transforming into a torrent of lightning. The blue gems that lit up at the same time sent an illuminating light that surged down like a torrent, drowning Amon's avatar in his own body. A deep rumble of thunder echoed as the terrifying silver lightning tore everything apart. Amon's projection disintegrated and Klein's body was destroyed. He had finally committed suicide. Let's go! We don't condone that here. If you're thinking about it, seek help. But it's good that Klein did it, you know. After completing this attack, Klein, who was above the grey fog, immediately cut off the connection between the Sephira Castle and the real world, so as to prevent Amon's true body from creating any new accidents. Nightwalker, what was your comment? Also, the reason why Sequence 3 ritual worked, the ritual was to vanish from history and reappear, not reappear from another world. After completing this attack, Klein, who was above the grey fog, cut off the connection between the Sephira Castle and the real world, so as to prevent Amon's true body from creating any new accidents. Also, Klein's belong to this era, not this world. Right on the heels of that, he began to wait for the miracle and waited for his resurrection. Beside the deep ravine which had greyish-white buildings at the bottom, Amon's true body adjusted his monocle, stealing the curse that kept Bladel existing. Oh, you're such a piece of shit. The greyish-blue black giant immediately began to rot, quickly being reduced to bone and ash. The surrounding black tubes didn't persist. They instead immediately shrank into the depths of the darkness. Dressed in a pointed hat and a classical robe, Amon stood there as he raised his head to look into the sky, looking at the Sephira Castle. Interesting. In the ancient palace, at the end of the long model table, Klein sat at the seat of the fool. He carefully looked down at the grayish-white fog. He discovered that the characteristics that had been destroyed with his body had unknowingly entered the historical void, fused with the worms of spirit from the past, turning corporeal. As long as Klein willed it from the Sephira castle, these worms of spirit would immediately be able to escape the fog of history and reform his body in the real world. The miracle of resurrection was essentially a deeper use of one's strength from the past. Miracles happen by using the future and the past. Klein finally understood where the miracle in Miracle Invoker came from. The ritual was to reappear. We cannot stop at this. We can just go for the volume ending? No, we cannot, Zaza. But I don't have work tomorrow, so we can do a long day stream. Hell yeah! Oh my god, dude. The entire fucking world shatters. Sorry, remember, let me just finish this. After thinking for a few seconds, he pulled his attention back to revive himself in Sephira Castle and discovered a problem. His body could only be revived in the real world. Furthermore, it had to be within a certain range of his remains. As for his spirit body, it could be reborn above the Great Fog, but Klein's spirit body hadn't been destroyed. I'll try my best, man. I'll try my best. Oh god. Obtaining help from the past, the number of resurrections I'm using now is depleting the number I'll have after becoming a Miracle Invoker. From the looks of it, there's only one chance now. AMON should be guarding my corpse. I have to think of a way to get out of this predicament. His sense of time is different from a human. He's very patient. So when are we spoiling this to easy? I'm thinking so Sunday, I'm gonna ask him if he wants to watch the F1 race together in Discord. And then while we're watching the race, I'm gonna be like, oh, like, did you know, like, Max's car this year is, like, actually pretty bad, but, like, they worked really hard over the summer to fix it. Also, did you know that the Lord of the Mysteries world is actually the Earth? A true little fun fact for you. Wait, hold on. Someone's calling me. I get up. I'll be right back, okay? And then just leave. And then just leave. My current state can only be maintained for 3 days. After that time, I won't be able to borrow the powers of the past to resurrect. If it really doesn't work, I'll just abandon my body and become an undead. Although Klein was vexed, he was in the most relaxed state he had been in the past few days. He had finally gotten out of that hopeless situation. He looked at the high-backed chairs symbolizing and the symbols that lit up on their back. He couldn't help but smile as he relaxed into his chair. These are my anchors. Author note: this arc has finally come to an end. The whole story's origins when I was reading Cthulhu Myth. And the whole story's origins was when I was reading the Cthulhu Myth. When I saw the line about the stars being right, I suddenly thought of this. We often say that Cthulhu will awaken soon, but what happens if Cthulhu has already awakened? For those who don't know much about Cthulhu, it doesn't matter, just treat it the same as an evil god. After all, the corresponding deities will be completely reconstructed by me. Easy with Book of Light to Canada to string you up like a... Okay. Guys, you think I would do that? I would never. I would for sure spoil him on stuff like... I would for sure spoil him on little stuff. You know, it's like, for a little fun. But like, I would for sure. But like, I would never do that. No, send a meme. Okay. Yeah, no, the DSV. We'll look at artwork. You spoil... I would... Pushkar. Fuck you, bro. Oh my... Tell me what I spoiled you for. Please tell me. No, not that... don't tell me that fucking name of the series. Tell me what information I gave you. Please. Tell him that Klein dies. Oh my god, Mezzo, we could do that. Oh my god, I could use my thing for that. You spoiled a great smart. Fuck you. No, I didn't. Itself feels like a mini. Dude, actually, Moon. The fact that there's author notes feels like a mini volume end. Bro, am I crazy, or like I would be an ass, or like this would be like a amazing end to book 1. I feel like you could end it here, and there'd be so much hype for book 2. Like people would be foaming at the mouth. They'd be like, "Cuttlefish, take every dollar in my fucking bank account. Give me book 2." Zaza, no, I didn't. I talked about the young wolf. I never talked about that. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. Dude, this is so hype. Like, oh, if Cuttlefish just wanted to farm maximum dollars, this would be the place to end it. The perfect cliffhanger. Just everyone would be foaming at the mouth. Just, yeah, give us more, whatever you want, please. I should get ready to go to the seminar. Thank you so much for popping by, Dr. Z. Oh, I don't know if this puts it at. I don't think this puts it at number 1 yet. I don't think this puts it at number 1 yet, but I think it's so. I think it's probably number 2 right now. And there's a lot of time left, man. There's a lot of time left. What the fuck? There's so much time. There is nothing but time. It just started. Always has been. Get fucked, a loser. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Devil. Dude, I think the most miraculous thing that happened today. Devil did his job as a mod for more than 2 minutes. That is fucking W's in the chat for Devil. What a goat, dude. Oh my god. What a guy. Oh my god. He stepped up to the plate when the world needed him most. He stepped up. Do you know the name of volume 6 now? I don't know. The Trojan horse of history? Probably a good one. Oh. Artwork. I don't know the name, but I'm guessing. Like Trojan horse of history, because like the Trojan horse is like you thinking that it's a different world, but then it's of history. It's like, oh no, motherfucker, it's actually just the world. It's just time has passed. How much time has passed? Couldn't fucking tell you though. Wow, dude, I love how this is drawn like it's like an old Renaissance paint, like it's on a kit. Well, I guess maybe it's physical. Oh, maybe it's physical art. Maybe it's physical art. Maybe that's what this is. If not, if this is drawn like this, like it's on a canvas, that's even more beautiful in my mind. Is it on a canvas? Oh, okay, never mind. Because some volume titles are spoiler. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. I could feel the... Oh my god. Chernobyl! I'm so curious how much AMON knows, though. I'm so curious how much AMON knows. Amon's gotta know... Amon's gotta know a lot, man. Amon's gotta know a lot. Chernobyl. No, wait. This is where you wanted to bring me? Yes. This is the place my father named Chernobyl. I can't read. I'm going based on art. Absolute cinema. Oh god. General chat after. You know that the lightning was... Oh, it was perfectly sound by soundboard. Oh, oh my god. That's why VC. Oh my god. So clever. Thank you guys. Oh my god. Thank you, DSV. Thank you, Romero. Oh, that makes so much more sense. I was like, dude, because I was listening to the music. I was like, yo, I don't remember there being lightning. What the fuck? And I was like, maybe, and then I was like, maybe the heavens just ordained it or whatever. But that's why VC. That makes sense. The heavens did ordain it, but you guys were the vassals of the heavens, I suppose. Huh? Huh? Klein went from you silly bitch. You don't know nothing to. Huh? What? What did you just say? Absolute fucking cinema, dude. Oh my god. I was scared to... dude. DSV. That's... the worst part is... the best part is I don't read word for word. I like skim a line and then I like reword it in my own mind. So the fact that even with my rewording of stuff, you fucking got it perfect is insanity to me. Give us the AMON. Bro, you already have that. You already have... oh no, it's the... oh no, you have this one. Do you want me to replace this one, Bug? What are we thinking? I can replace this one, or I can... or I can replace this one, or I can give it a different one. I mean, give it a different one. I don't care. The timing was perfect, dude. No, Romero, I thought... I just... like, why the fuck would I realize that immediately? I thought, like... I thought in my mind, ASG was being, like, the self-aggrandizing, like, prick. He was like, oh, the place where I walk out of, I'm a walking disaster. I'm like Chernobyl, right? Like... and then it was like, no, it's actual Chernobyl. Oh. Oh. Romero, there's like an 80% chance I use this art in my first ever Lord of the Mysteries video. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's so funny. Bro, I must have been out of my fucking mind. Oh my god. Okay, so I think this will be the new... wallpaper, or sorry, thumbnail for the streams, volume 6. Oh my god, this is beautiful too. What the fuck? I don't think... oh my god. A sacred place is fucking Chernobyl. Oh my god, this is so much better. Can we do this instead? Oh my god, this is beautiful. I can move the, since it's so wide, I can move these two to the side, have the right side for the writing. It's beautiful. Tomorrow stream when? I think this one is better. You want to do it? No, Zaza will do it. No, tomorrow, Zaza will have a morning stream. I don't know. One of these guys played some one of these guys. It's Devil, by the way. The next stream should be in like 13 hours or so. I don't know, something like that. 13 hours. I'll give you guys a heads up as always. Of course, it's him. Yeah, who else would it be coming? It wouldn't be Romero or DSV. They would never do that. Oh my god, that was so amazing. It actually feels like, to a degree now, like I'm part of the community, you know? Like it feels like I could have some kind of coherent discussion with someone. Yeah, obviously I can't talk about everything. You removed Devil Mod? No. Romero, no. It feels like I could have like a coherent obviously I don't know everything, but like I could have a coherent discussion about the... That's awesome, dude. That's so fucking peak. Oh, that's so fucking peak. Of course, yeah, no, I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot more. We gotta figure out who the previous owner of Sephira Castle is. Who is this man that's making AMON shit bricks? Go to general. Okay. Klein originally wanted to use the Fool from an alternate world, but changed it to the Fool that doesn't belong to the Sarah because he thought it would expose him as a transmigrator. Oh, so good. In the novel in Donghua, when Klein used cogitation, he thought he had to imagine something that didn't exist. He imagined missiles and modern technology because they did exist in the history of the world. The parent of Ormir are humans. Like, this part, I get that it makes sense because it's just the world, but like, where did characteristics come from? How were there people all the way up to Chernobyl, which was what, 1980s? When did Chernobyl explosion happen? 1986. So how did everything happen normal up until 1986, and then characteristics just came out of nowhere? What the fuck? Right? Wait, no. I'm not asking them to, but like, it's just like questions. I have questions, right? It's fine. It's fine. In the Sea of Ruins, the crew of the future discovered steel buildings that don't seem to belong. Yes, I do remember this. I do remember this. Everybody's saying not to look at the map because it contains. I used to get so mad at Ramiro because he'd be like, no, like, you can't watch the old Neil episode 2 because there's a map in it. And I'd be like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is a map gonna tell me? The truth be told, I'm dense enough that I could have seen it and not realized anything. I want to be super fucking clear. But all the same, okay? And the northern continent is North America. The southern continent is South America. Sonia Island is a large island to the east of... Yay! I did get it! You better... Oh, I do, Ramiro. I do. You're not as dense as you... Eridus, you have no fucking idea. I'm a fucking curly-haired baboon, in the words of Benson. Cannot watch the map. It is the biggest spoiler. I must have made you mad, but it was necessary. I know. That's why I do not go. I may resent the thoughts of the wise hermits, but we do not go against the words of the wise hermits. We trust in them. We may dislike them, but we trust. We have faith that their words come from wisdom. Oh my god. Alright, guys. The wise hermits, of course, being you guys. Some of you. Not all of you. You fucks. We plan on telling you that the fantasies Earth map was referenced if you ever got spoiled. In chat, music choice. Akami, music choice, 11 out of 10, bro. You knocked it out of the park today. You always do a good job. That was amazing. That was, and especially, I didn't realize it until I saw a date while I was reading. It's the exact 5-month anniversary of when my first ever stream for Lord of the Mysteries was chapter 51 through 55 or something on March 19th. Exactly 5 months to the day. Rating? Dude, I am so fucking impressed. Like, Cuttlefish has always been doing a great job for this the entire time. Holy fuck. But like, that was so well. It was like so obvious in hindsight, but almost impossible to see. At least for me, like I never even, like, I come up with like good theories. I really do. Yeah, no, Romero, it's fine. Like, I like to think like I come up with good theories, but it didn't even enter my fucking like thought that could even be a possibility. Without volume 4, dude, I thought, yeah, oh my god, it's not looking good for volume 4. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not looking good, bruv. Did you expect Amon to be this awesome? I'm not gonna lie to you, Moon. I expected him to be really awesome. I don't think I expected him to be this awesome, because I never expect anyone to be this fucking awesome. But I expected him to be, because you guys, ever since Amon came out, everyone was like, oh my god, fucking Amon's here. And I was like, okay. And then, especially because we didn't see anything about this motherfucker for 600 chapters, he just disappeared, and I was like, that guy's a fucking loser, I guess. So that was awesome. DSV, the rank of the Sanguine, the nobility, because they, yeah, Earl, Baron, yep. This would have actually looked at the map and been like, the map looks for map. Remember when I told you Volume 6 is the development beyond? Yeah, actually, dude. Roselle said that this world doesn't have oil because it all got used. Oh my god, characteristics came about because Jeff Bezos was running out of ways to make money, and I was like, boys, we gotta make superpowers, let me cook. And then he got like, a lot of scientists to make superpowers, and then the world exploded or some bullshit. Next stream in 13 hours, 14 probably, Pushkar, but I will I'll of course give you guys a heads up in the morning. You're a physician because FaceTech is where Canada used to be. You know what? Based. Also look at the sequence 2 through 0, and the names are all related to viruses and stuff. What? Yeah, like computer viruses. I see. Yeah. Hold on. Trojan horse. Trojan horse. Yeah. Worm of time. Error is fine. What is Worm of time? What would that refer to? Billionaires are making us supernatural. Let's go, boys. This is why we worm. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Oh, worms. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. All right. Oh my fucking god, that was so good. That was so fucking good. Oh my god. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end it there. Bug or error? Which one do you like? I think I prefer bug, if I'm honest. It feels more in line with the autistic fucking ASG manner. My job has been made so much easier. I know, yeah, there's like, you don't have to, there's like a really big one. No, I'm not gonna say the big one because I don't know if it's the big one, but like a really big spoiler is like out of the way. You can be like, okay, it's fine. I don't have to shit myself. No. Error has more aura. I think I agree. It has more aura, Meso, but it doesn't have the same autistic feel, you know? Like there's a certain tism that comes with bug that doesn't come with error. And that tism is required when dealing with ASG. Autistic, Kami, autistic. Let me be super clear. By the way, okay, so okay, here's the thing. Okay, here's a thing I could do. So we have so until the end of the month, I have to work at this current job. Okay, and because my new job would start on the 15th, September 15th. But hear me out, okay? But here's the thing. As soon as you so when you work at a bank, as soon as you get a competing offer from a different bank, your current job has to walk you out. Like they have to say like, hey, you're not going to work your last 2 weeks, even though you gave us a 2 weeks notice. We appreciate you. You're not going to work the 2 weeks because it's like a conflict of interest. Because it's like, hey, like I can use like client files from this bank and go to another bank and use those client files, right? So I could give my 2 weeks notice on the 1st, and then have 2 weeks off before I start new work because I'm still getting paid because the company still has to pay me for the 2 weeks. So like I'm chilling, and then we could have 2 weeks and we go fucking hammer out some Lord of the Mysteries, bro. We could do that. Consider it. I'm not saying we have to do that. We could do it slowly. We do it slowly and steady like we've been doing it, but we could. I'm not scamming Nightwalker. It's It's like a rule for banks. What do you want from me? They have to walk me out anyway. 11 clips today? Jesus Christ. Luvion, I hope there's some good clips that I can use for fucking shorts and not just you making me look to be like a fucking sexist. This is Earth. How do you find this future? I just hope I'm one of the ones who gets to live long enough to see it. I get to become a Beyonder based. Sequence 0, Seer is a title. 0, Marauder is a concept. Will sequence. I hope so, Nagito, because I felt that theory was so cool. I know, Pushkar. I know I didn't. But so if that comes true, I'd be so happy. Wiz, can you repeat? Was that what I wasn't paying attention? I don't know. What were we talking about? What the fuck? What the fuck are you guys doing over here? All right, guys. All right, I'm gonna let everyone go. Wait, Romero, I didn't remove shit. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. If you're new here, because we had like a fucking 100 people, consider joining our Discord, like everyone's doing. Hello. Yeah, Kami with his bullshit. That's bad. All right, bye everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great rest of your day or nights. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.